Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These folk out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Man fatally shot after forcing entry into an east side home. A man in his late 50s was shot and killed at a home on the east side of town, according to the police. San Antonio police responded to a home on the 3300 block of Martin Luther King Drive, a few blocks from I-10, around 9 p.m. Saturday for reports of a shooting in progress. When officers arrived at the location, they found the 59-year-old man who had been shot a few feet from the front door of the home. First responders tried to save him, but he was pronounced dead from a gunshot wound to his stomach at the scene. Police say it appears that the suspect forced entry into the home and assaulted a 27-year-old man who lived there. He told officers that he feared for his life and shot the suspect. Police said the shooting was deemed self-defense and the man who fired the shots was released. Authorities said a house across the street might have been hit by some of the bullets, but no one else was injured. This is an ongoing investigation and Ken 5 will update the story and information when it becomes available. Come on now, Pops. You too old for this shit.
New this morning, police don't have much to go on after someone shot and killed a man outside a home on the city's east side. Officers got to the scene after 9 last night on MLK Drive. So far, a lot of unanswered questions, including what led up to the shooting and who pulled the trigger. Police say that several shots were fired, some of the gunfire even hitting a nearby home. No one was hurt. So far, SAPD has not made any arrests.
Thanks for joining us here on Ken's 5 Sunday Morning. I'm Vanessa Croy. Our top story this morning, a man is dead after police say he was shot and killed at an east side home. It happened last night just after 9 off the 3300 block of Martin Luther King Drive. When officers got to the scene, they found a man in his late 50s shot, and he was laying a few feet away from the front door. First responders worked to revive him, but the man didn't survive and died on the scene. It's unclear what led up to the shooting. Police say the man didn't even live at the house. They say they're questioning the man who fired shots, but don't consider him a suspect right now. This is still a developing story this morning. We will bring you the latest updates here on air and online.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Texas. You already know Texas with the smoke. San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, it don't even matter. The whole state. I don't know what this man was on, man. You too old to be running up in people's house trying to put your hands on somebody. You should be chilling out somewhere, boy, trying to relax or something. Late 50, 60 years old running up in bitch's house. These days, you liable to get your ass hit up running up in somebody's house. I know damn well you run up in mine, I'm gonna hit your ass up. Everybody had a right to defend their house, their home, their apartment, their condo, whatever the case may be. You coming in across the line and get your ass hit up. I could have sworn I was just saying this on the last video. A home defense weapon is essential. You need something, I don't care if it was a muzzle loader, a barrel shotgun. I wouldn't care what it was, a Dillinger. A gun is better than no gun. So let that be a warning to the next criminal thinking about running up in somebody's house. Your ass might be stretched out in that front yard laying next to Pops. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine. You never catch me without mine. Without mine. You never catch me without mine. Without mine. You never catch me without mine. Without mine. You never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These folk out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Gainesville man shot in the chest through a Bible during violent rampage. A man from Gainesville was shot multiple times in the chest through a Bible in the Stand Your Ground shooting after sheriff deputies say he harmed his baby and attacked bystanders. Putnam County Sheriff's Office said Jason Karcher, 26 years old of Gainesville, began behaving erratically early this week on Thursday. Relatives took his 3-month-old baby to a home in Melrose off of State Road 21 near the elementary school. Karcher met with the family and the Department of Children and Families case manager. Karcher took his wife and baby outside to get some air, and moments later the case manager heard screaming. Karcher was squeezing his baby hard enough to turn the child blue. He began walking towards State Road 21 saying he was God while holding the baby and a Bible. A family member grabbed the shovel and tried to convince him to release the baby. He then laid down on the roadway on top of the child and the Bible. Eventually he got up and the family member grabbed the baby. Several vehicles including work crews stopped in the road to avoid from hitting. The crew attempted to hold him down and the family member dropped the shovel. Karcher broke free and grabbed the shovel. He then jumped on top of the vehicle and began hitting and cracking the windshield. He approached the man in the truck and opened the door and began beating the man with the shovel, breaking his arm. The shovel broke and Karcher discarded it. Another person grabbed the shovel and hit him. The driver was then able to grab his gun and defend himself as Karcher approached him, holding the Bible. The driver fired multiple times, striking him in the chest through the Bible. Karcher was airlifted to the trauma center for treatment. The driver was also taken to the hospital for treatment of the broken arm and multiple cuts. The baby was taken to a pediatric emergency room. This man Karcher then blowed his mind.
DCF assessment resulted in violence and a man getting shot in Melrose yesterday afternoon.
He had managed to stop traffic on a main road in town near the elementary school. TV20's Misty Webb tells us why he was shot.
Neighbors who live nearby say they heard multiple ambulance, police cars, and the helicopter flying in.
I heard probably the fire truck and the ambulance 3 other times, so going a different direction.
According to the Putnam County Sheriff's Office spokesperson, the shooting in Melrose has been determined as justifiable. 26-year-old Jason Karcher was airlifted after being shot in the chest. Longtime residents say they have never heard of anything like this.
Didn't know there was shooting, but it was bad. Traffic was stopped, 18-wheelers slamming on their brakes.
Officials say Karcher has a 3-month-old baby that his family took care of. DCF responded for a house assessment, and when they arrived, Karcher, his wife, and the baby were there. He has to go outside with the baby and wife. Moments after, DCF officials walked out to find Karcher squeezing the baby until the baby turned blue. Karcher then walked into the middle of State Road 21 with a Bible screaming that he was God.
We hear all kinds of stuff here.
After drivers had to abruptly stop, Karcher jumped on top of a truck and broke the windshield, then attacked a man inside. The driver shot him in the chest. Karcher is expected to survive and will face charges, and the truck driver won't be charged. DCF took the baby to a hospital as well and will continue their own separate investigation. In Melrose, Misty Webb, TV20 News.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Florida. My state, well, that's where I live at. Constitutional carry, we got all that good shit. Stand your ground, all that. He running around with his baby, squeezing the damn baby. This man done blowed his mind. I don't know why the driver took that long to shoot him. You gotta get beat half to death first with a shovel before you pull your gun and actually use it. This man got mental issues. Right? There's nowhere in hell he should have been even around a baby. He done blowed his damn mind. Running around here talking about he God. He almost fucked around and went upstairs to meet him. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Denver man shot while attempting carjacking at a Lincolnton gas station. A Lincoln County man brought a knife to a gunfight as part of an attempted carjacking Sunday. According to the Lincolnton Police Department, the incident occurred at 5:30 p.m. on March 31st at the Times Turnaround gas station on East Main Street. Officers was told that a man reportedly entered his vehicle while brandishing a knife and attempting to steal it. Officers said the victim allegedly then retrieved his handgun and fired it, striking Billy Ray Galloway. Galloway, 39, was still on the scene when officers arrived and was treated by Lincoln County EMS for a gunshot wound. He was then transported to Carrollmont Regional Medical Center in Gastonia with non-life-threatening injuries. Galloway was charged with attempted robbery by the Lincolnton Police Department and arrested Monday while being released from the hospital. He is being held in the Gaston County Jail with a bond hold. Now that's what we call fuck around and find out.
Police say a Lincoln County suspect using a knife in a carjacking didn't count on the car's owner having a gun. It happened yesterday afternoon at a gas station along Main Street near McAllister Road in Lincolnton. Investigators say 40-year-old Billy Ray Galloway pulled a knife and tried to steal the victim's vehicle, but the victim pulled his gun and shot Galloway. Officers arrested Galloway after his release from the hospital today. He is facing a charge of attempted robbery. Galloway has a criminal history of robbery, theft, and other charges going back 2 decades.
New details tonight after a driver shot a man he says was trying to steal his car. That driver told police the suspect was threatening him with a knife. This happened on Sunday at a gas station on East Main Street in Lincolnton. Channel 9's Ken Lemon joins us there live. And Ken, you spoke to the driver who police are calling a victim.
Yeah, he spoke to me for just a few minutes off camera. He's trying to put the incident here behind him. I spoke with one woman who said she saw what happened here and she believes he did the right thing to protect himself.
Kind of traumatizing for me.
Asia Silvers is still stunned that she witnessed an attempted carjacking in Lincoln.
In daylight, like straight daylight, that BP was packed at the time.
Sunday, she and her family went to the BP on Main Street to get gas. She said she saw the suspect, Billy Galloway, get into the passenger seat of a car with the driver still at the wheel.
I was watching them because something didn't feel right at the moment.
She told me she was close enough to hear the men arguing and saw Galloway reaching towards the driver. The driver shouted back at Galloway.
Like, yo, what's up?
Police say Galloway had a knife and wanted the driver's car, but the man at the wheel didn't give in. Silvers said Galloway suddenly jumped out.
Slammed the door, walked over to the driver, opened his door.
She said she never saw the driver touch Galloway, but clearly the man had enough. He had a gun and wasn't going to give up his car.
It all happened so fast that the driver got out and shot him. We all, my mom and my siblings, we just instant tears. We were shaking.
They drove off in fear. Silver stayed calm and called 911.
I cannot breathe, oh my God. We were getting gas at the Green gas station in Lincolnton and someone got shot right in front of us.
She told me when she talked to police, she realized the driver was a victim of an attempted carjacking.
I'm going to say it's self-defense.
Galloway was arrested as soon as he got out of the hospital. He's now in jail charged with attempted armed robbery. Live in Lincolnton, I'm Ken Lemon, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Denver. Homeboy trying to jack something at the gas station in broad daylight with a knife. I don't know why the driver took so long to put one in his ass soon as he got in my door talking about giving it up with a knife. I'd have shot the shit out of Galloway. And then you see the witness, the girl, she talking about, oh, me and my family, we was shaking, my heart was trembling. You should have been reaching for your strap like, oh, what's going on? Right? You got to be prepared for these situations as best as you could be anyway. At least try to be prepared mentally, or one way or the other. In 2024, shit going down broad daylight at the gas station. And then they say Galloway 39 years old, shit. Galloway look like he damn near 65. Boy, he done had it rough. Next time he'll think twice before he fuck around and find out for real. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Birmingham man arrested. Fultondale man wanted in Panama City Beach robbery and shooting. Police are searching for a Fultondale man and have arrested 2 men from Birmingham in a connection with a shooting and the robbery. Patrick Underwood, 21 years old, and Kendrick Wesley, 19, one of whom was shot and charged with armed robbery. Deputies with the Bay County Sheriff's Office responded to a shooting call around 3 a.m. Thursday at a home on the 8400 block of Thomas Drive. The residents say he had been contacted by several people from the Birmingham area who wanted to buy some marijuana. 2 men, one wearing a ski mask, came into the house and bought the drugs, but came back a short time later upset. They claimed the man had not given them as much as they paid for. One of them went to his vehicle and brought a 3rd man into the home who was also wearing the ski mask. One of the men wearing the ski mask had a handgun and the other carried a rifle. The resident was worried about their anger and agreed to return the money and take the marijuana back. After the money was returned, the man wearing the ski mask left but grabbed the marijuana on the way out the door. The victim locked the door while the 3rd man was still inside the home. The victim ran upstairs to get his own firearm. Once he got his gun, he came and stopped at the top of the stairs, realizing the 2 armed men in masks had been allowed back into the home by the 3rd one. The resident told him that the 2 men wearing ski masks began shooting at him and he returned fire. The resident shot one of the men wearing the ski mask in the abdomen. This was the only person injured in the shooting. The 3 men left the scene and the resident called 911. The boys came from Alabama trying to lay homeboy down after he gave them back the money. They still want to try to take stunt. Boy, stupid is fucking stupid does.
One Alabama man is in the Bay County Jail. One's in the hospital. A 3rd out on the streets after an early morning shooting in Panama City Beach. Bay County Sheriff's deputies say that the men were trying to buy marijuana when the deal went sour. As News 13's Courtney Fegley tells us, authorities say they're surprised that no one was killed.
Investigators say the 3 men showed up at this condo on Marlin Street just off of Thomas Drive around 3 Thursday morning. They were there to buy drugs.
They called this local individual who was known to sell marijuana. They arranged a deal. He gave them the address. They came to the address. They exchanged. They purchased the marijuana. They left.
But the men returned to the seller's home believing they'd been cheated. Authorities say the dealer refunded their money and took back the marijuana. But on the way out, one of the men allegedly tried to steal the pot.
The homeowner then locked the door with a 3rd person inside. They became engaged in an argument.
When the homeowner went upstairs to get his gun, the 3rd man opened the door and let his friends back inside. That's when the shooting began. No one knows who shot first, but investigators say the man who attempted to steal the marijuana was shot in the stomach.
We recovered probably 22 223 casings from outside the residence. and at least 2 from the homeowner's weapon inside the residence. Numerous bullet holes inside the townhouse.
Using Bayrock, deputies tracked the suspect's vehicle to a Front Beach Road hotel.
A tactical entry was made into that room where we discovered 5 individuals. 2 were the people that were at the residents involved in the shooting. 1 had left the area. 1 was suffering from a gunshot wound. Of course, he's at the hospital now recovering.
They arrested the 2 men in the hotel. The 1 who was shot is in stable condition. In Panama City Beach, Courtney Fegley, News 13, Panhandle Strong.
Sheriff's officials say the homeowner is cooperating with their investigation and is not being charged. Now, if you have any information about that 3rd suspect, contact the Bay County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Florida, Panama, which is in the Panhandle, northern Florida. I'm from South Florida. I'm from Miami, born and raised in the county of Dade. Let's address the elephant in the room. You don't even know these young dudes. They come over here with dreads hanging all off their head. First red flag. They come in here wearing Pooh Shiesty mag. Another red flag. Soon as they came in wearing the masks, you supposed to told them, nah, jit, y'all got to go. That ain't how we conduct business around here. Fuck around with me. Soon as you came through the door wearing that mask, I would have probably gave it to you. Come to the trapping cop, I'ma give you this. You came to buy this weed, here go this weed. You gonna look at this weed, right? When I put it in your hand, if it ain't right for you right there, right? You say, nah, boy, this ain't right here. Let me get that money back. Once you leave out that door, that shit is over. So people, keep your head on a swivel out here and watch these jits. They trying to touch something. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These folk niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. 2 teen murder suspects arrested after botched Largo robbery kills 1 adolescent and injures another. 2 teens are facing felony murder charges after Largo police say 1 juvenile was killed and another was injured in a botched robbery early Monday morning. According to the Largo Police Department, several people called 911 shortly after midnight to report shots fired in the area of 126th Avenue and 66th Street. When officers arrived, they found the 17-year-old Carlos Medina outside an apartment complex suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was taken to an area hospital where he died. Nearby, officers with Pinellas Park Police Department found another teen victim and a gun. He was taken to the area hospital and is expected to survive his injuries. Carlos Medina's sister had been hanging out with the victim, was in contact with her brother and his friend, 15-year-old Jonathan Garcia. The goal, according to Lutz, was for Carlos Medina and Garcia to rob the other teen of the gun he was carrying. Shortly after midnight, Largo police said the pair confronted the victim and a shootout ensued. Police said Carlos Medina fell on the sidewalk after being shot, while the victim ran south and was located several blocks away. Talking about crashing out. These jits out here tripping.
Right now, Largo police are providing some new details on a deadly botched robbery involving teenagers.
Yeah, the violence happened early Monday morning in the area of 126th Avenue and 66th Street in Largo. News Channel 8's Jeff Patterson joins us live from the Largo Police Department with details on what happened. Jeff.
Good evening, Josh and Jen. This was a late night shooting involving group of teens with guns, and Largo police say stray bullets put innocent lives at risk. Largo police say in the early morning hours of April 1st, a group of teens was hanging out between the Sky Zone trampoline park and an apartment complex on 66th Street. Shots were fired, and arriving officers found 17-year-old Carlos Medina had been shot.
The person had been shot at least 3 times.
Medina was taken to the hospital where he died. But Pinellas Park police soon found a second victim, also suffering from a gunshot wound, but he lived. Detectives soon learned the 15-year-old sister of Carlos Medina tried to set up a robbery so that her brother could steal a firearm from the second shooting victim. The robbery went bad and ended with Medina and the other juvenile victim shooting at each other. Largo Police Chief Mike Lauk says innocent lives in the area were put in danger.
There was actually a pedestrian or a vehicle that was driving down 66th Street. One of the stray rounds hit the windshield of that car.
As a result of her attempt to set up the robbery, the 15-year-old sister of Carlos Medina is now charged with second-degree murder, along with another teen who was there to help Carlos Medina in the theft. Chief Lauk says it was blatantly reckless.
The recklessness of the whole thing, when you consider the fact that it's, after midnight, you have a group of juveniles that are, under 18 years of age, traveling in between the Sky Zone and the apartment complex where they didn't live, carrying firearms, carrying on. Certainly that's a concern for the community.
Again, 2 of the teens involved here are now facing felony second-degree murder charges. They're currently being held in juvenile detention. Live in Largo, Jeff Patterson, 8 on your side.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Florida, Largo. This the second time I think I done seen these jits running around here trying to rob another jit for his gun, right? That got to be the stupidest shit I ever seen. You putting yourself in so much danger, but you going to rob a bitch with a gun, for a gun, but you asking for a shootout. His sister set the whole shit up. Now she gone for murder. It's so many men fall behind women, boy. This shit been going on since the beginning of time. I think it's gonna be going on to the end of time. That's why I always keep a good eye on these jits out here. When I see a young dudes, I'm keeping my head on the swivel because I might have to give it to one of them. So y'all other young people should learn from this shit right here. It's good to learn from other people's mistakes better than your own, right? Because if you fuck around and run up on me and try to rob me, your ass gonna be laying down next to Carlos. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Whitehaven shootout leaves one man dead and another in critical condition. A man is dead and another is critically wounded after a shootout turned into a police standoff on Monday. Memphis Police SWAT and crisis negotiators were at the New Horizon Park apartments in Whitehaven for hours following a standoff with a suspect inside of one of the units. It turns out that the entire incident started with an altercation between 3 people. Only one of those people walked away unharmed. When officers arrived at the scene, they found the man who had been shot. He was taken to Methadone South in critical condition. Police say that the man inside the apartment fired the initial shots, which hit the man who was taken to the hospital. The third person then pulled his gun and returned fire and hit the man who ran upstairs into the apartment and barricaded himself inside. The third man was not hurt. Police also received word that the suspect was inside the apartment and refused to come out. After further investigations, officers were able to find out why. Upon using the robot and some other technology, they were able to find the suspect inside. And officers said, unfortunately, that individual was pronounced dead at the scene. Sound like to me the security guard that worked for the apartments was out there talking to somebody. Homeboy came up, fired shots, hit the security guard. The dude who he was talking to pulled this pistol and returned fire.
Breaking news also topping the 10 tonight. A man is dead, another critically wounded after a shootout leads to a police standoff in Whitehaven. Memphis police, SWAT, and crisis negotiators all on the scene for hours this afternoon, blocking parts of Mill Branch for much of the evening. WRG's Ashley Paul was there. She joins us now live to break it all down. And Ashley, what happened, and tell us how it all came to an end.
Greg, tonight we're learning that the incident today involved 3 men who were in an altercation, and only one of them walked away unharmed. A chaotic afternoon today at the New Horizon Park Apartments in Whitehaven. Police were called for a shooting just before 4 o'clock. This man was nearby and heard the gunshots.
I did hear gunshots earlier, and I didn't think anything of it. But, you know, it's common that you hear gunshots around your neighborhood. You never know if someone's doing anything or if someone just outside testing their guns.
This was no test. Within minutes, this is the scene that unfolded, and by then, he knew it was serious. Police say when they arrived, they found one man who had been shot. He was taken to Methodist South in critical condition. They also received information the suspect was inside an apartment. He refused to come out, and we later found out why.
Upon using the robot and some other technology, was able to find the suspect on the inside. Unfortunately, that individual was pronounced deceased.
We now know 3 men were involved. One man who died inside the apartment, 2 others who were outside. Police say the man inside the apartment fired the initial shots, hitting the man who was taken to the hospital. The third person then pulled his gun, returning fire and hitting the man who was inside the apartment. That third man was not hurt. But it's this type of violence that leaves an entire community hurting.
Y'all just took a father, y'all took a daughter, y'all took a son, y'all took an uncle, a cousin, whatever the case may be, and this is not the way we're supposed to live, y'all.
Now, the incident is still under investigation tonight. So far, no charges have been filed. Reporting live at the Memphis Police Department, I'm Ashley Paul, WREG News, Channel 3.
All right, not the way we're supposed to live. He's right.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Memphis. You know, Tennessee, constitutional carry all day. It's 2 people out there talking. Dude walk up, he fire off shots. The other dude who was standing there pulled out his gun, returned fire, and hit him up, and he ended up dying. Right now, homeboy who was talking on the news, he say, oh, they used to hearing shots. And I went to Memphis one time with my girlfriend, and I ain't like that. I ain't like Memphis. I did not like Memphis, right? That shit just seemed eerie, like I couldn't do it. Remember, people, attention gives you time, time gives you options. You got to keep your head on the swivel out here, or you might end up like dude in that apartment. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These folk niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Woman and attempted carjacking suspect both shot during violent encounter. In a distressing incident at an EOS fitness parking lot in Murray around 10:45 p.m. on Wednesday, an attempted carjacking escalated into gunfire, leaving both the suspect and the victim wounded. The confrontation led to a woman in her 20s suffering a critical gunshot wound to the stomach, and a man also in his 20s sustaining a critical but stable gunshot wound to the chest. The chaos unfolded as the Murray police responded to reports of shots fired at the location. The sequence of events suggests a random carjacking attempt gone violently awry, with 2 firearms being recovered by the authorities. The identity of the assailant, who was later admitted to the hospital by an unknown individual along with the victim, has not been established by the police. Police aren't clear on how both parties received their injuries. Witnesses recounted the sudden outbreak of violence, with one describing the immediate aftermath of the shooting, where the female victim lay severely injured on the ground, sparking confusion and fear among the gym goers about the shooter's whereabouts. The investigation into why the attacker targeted the woman or her vehicle continues. Ain't no more need for no more investigation. He tried to carjack her, she put one in his ass. I think get out the hospital, take him to jail.
Where 2 people were shot in a gym parking lot. It happened about 10:45 last night in that EOS parking lot area.
Yes, certainly shocking there. News specialist Kara Bracken with the details. What do we know right now, Kara?
Good morning to you both. Yeah, we're outside here of that gym where that shooting happened. Now, police, they tell me that the shooting involved a couple of people going to the hospital, a man and woman in their 20s. Now, the last we heard from police, they do say they were in critical but stable condition. We don't know right now if the 2 victims know each other or were connected. We're hearing from witnesses, including one woman who says she talked to the woman as she was leaving her locker room. She says she was wrapping up a workout when she heard a loud sound.
When I came out, she was laying on the ground and she'd obviously been super wounded. The only thing that we were hearing was that we didn't know where the shooter was. And some people had thought they ran in, some people thought they ran out.
Now, again, outside of this gym, that's where that shootout happened. The investigation is still underway. Now, one of those witnesses did mention that she believes that this parking lot to be unsafe even before this happened. We'll stay on top of it and bring you the latest on KSL TV. For now, the reporting, I'm Kara Bracken for KSL 5 News.
We are learning more about an attempted carjacking turned shooting out of Murray. Police say just before 11 last night, they responded to a call at the EOS Fitness at 5550 South and 9th East. They found a woman with a gunshot wound to the stomach who was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Witnesses say a man left the scene in another car before officers got there, but was later dropped off at a local hospital with a critical but stable gunshot wound to the chest. Both people involved are still in the hospital. Police say this is an ongoing investigation.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Murray, in Utah. Little mama coming out the gym, dude creeps up on her, tries to carjack her. She grabs the 5-star busing. He hit her, she hit him, but shit could have went way worse if she ain't had a firearm on her. He could have killed her. I'm a strong believer in females carrying every day. But I say it all the time. If you're a woman, you should carry a gun just for such situations. And here we go, another young dude in his 20s. I don't know what these young cats running around here doing these days. Seems like every other day, one of them getting fucked up. Boy, it's a lack of structure out here. But this go to show you right here, boy. Attention gives you time, time gives you options. Stay aware of your surroundings, right? Pay attention to your world. So if somebody try to run up on you and carjack you, you can be ready with the shit. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Family of man killed in South Sacramento shooting seeks to know the truth. The family of a man shot and killed at a home in South Sacramento over the weekend is calling for justice. An aunt seeking answers and accountability in the deadly shooting of her nephew. She's identifying as 38-year-old James Rankins, a father of 2 girls. The investigators are still sorting out what led up to the deadly shooting that the family is calling ruthless. Police say they know who the shooter is. They have not arrested him. Sacramento police were called to a 27th Street home following the shooting Sunday. Officers found Rankins lying in the front yard with at least 1 gunshot wound. Dispatch audio describes the scene as a 211, a robbery, and the subject in the front yard, a black male in his 30s, looked like he came into the son's yard to try to rob him. Rankins' aunt, who did not want to be identified, said her nephew had been invited there and was friends with the family, a father and son. He had once lived with them. Attorney Justin Ward says investigators are likely interviewing witnesses and combing through surveillance cameras to determine what led up to the deadly shooting and whether it was an act of self-defense. This deadly confrontation has left a grieving aunt seeking answers. I got an answer for you, auntie. That man came inside them people's yard, tried to rob something, and got his ass sent to the upper room.
The family of a man shot and killed at a home in South Sacramento is calling for justice tonight. Police say they know who the shooter is. They have not yet arrested him. Thanks for staying with us here at 10 o'clock. I'm Hunter Sowards.
And I'm Marley Ginter. CBS 13 Steve Large is getting answers into why no arrests have been made so far. Steve?
And police are still sorting out what led up to this deadly shooting. Family is calling the killing ruthless.
You know, he didn't have to die that way. I think that was ruthless.
An aunt seeking answers and accountability in the deadly shooting of her nephew. She is identifying as 38-year-old James Rankins, father of 2 girls.
These are his so-called friends.
Police were called to this 27th Street home following the shooting to find Rankins laying in the front yard here with at least 1 gunshot wound.
The subject's in the front yard, male black 30s. It looks like he came into the son's yard and tried to 211 him.
Dispatch audio describes the scene as a 211, a robbery. Only Rankins' aunt says her nephew had been invited here and was friends with the family, a father and son. He had once lived here with them.
Where was his mask? Why would you go in there and show your face? If he did do anything wrong, okay, we'll accept that. But it's just not sounding right. It's just not sounding right.
There's a lot of unknowns. Attorney Justin Ward says investigators are likely interviewing witnesses and combing through surveillance cameras to determine what led up to the deadly shooting and whether it was an act of self-defense.
You're allowed to use deadly force or force causing great bodily injury to defend against a violent crime. So if somebody tries to rob you violently, you can use deadly force to defend yourself.
A deadly confrontation at a home where family says friendship took a fatal turn, leaving this father dead and this grieving aunt seeking answers.
I want to know the truth.
Yeah, the shooting took place at about 6 o'clock yesterday evening. The family of Rankins is planning a vigil for tomorrow night.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Sacramento. That man ran up playing, came into people's yard, tried to rob him. Now auntie want answers. The answers is just what you got. He played games and fucked around and found out, right? He used to live with the people too, like you said. So obviously he was even more on some backdoor shit. Yeah, now he was a good man and all this, the same spiel everybody give, or he was going in school with NASA to be an astronaut. If he wouldn't have played games, then he wouldn't have found out. That's just how this shit go out here in the streets. People have the right to protect themselves. Because in Florida, we got to stand your ground and constitutional carry and all that good shit, right? Because if you run up on me with the bullshit, your ass gonna be laying next to James. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Charges dropped against man allegedly involved in Airway Heights shooting that left one dead. New court documents have confirmed that the charges have been dropped against the man involved in the deadly shooting in Airway Heights back in February. 33-year-old Devin Bullard was originally booked in Spokane County Jail on 5 counts of second-degree assault. At the time of the shooting, Airway Heights police said they received a call just before 8:45 p.m. Sunday, February 4th. When they arrived, they found a 28-year-old man who had been shot. Police provided life-saving measures, but the man died at the scene. Police said that the initial information indicated that an argument quickly escalated into a physical altercation. They also believe that pepper spray or bear mace was used during the altercation. Officers arrested Bullard, who later stated to police after he was sprayed with pepper spray, he feared for his life, so he fired his weapon in self-defense. As of March 12th, the new court document said further investigation has identified evidence that negates the allegations as charged. According to those documents, the investigation remains ongoing, and the 5 counts of second-degree assault against Bullard were dismissed without prejudice. Damn right, they shouldn't have never locked that man up in the first place. They sprayed this man with bear mace. You quite sure you can't see shit. I would have started letting that bitch go too.
We do begin now with new information after a shooting that left one man dead overnight. A search warrant now shows what may have led up to that incident in Airway Heights. KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy is live at the scene with what we've learned so far. Shannon.
Well, things are much quieter at this mobile home park in Airway Heights, but neighbors have told us that last night there was a heated situation. We now know that ended with one man shot and killed. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office and Airway Heights Police Department say the suspect, Devin Bullard, fired several shots after he was bear maced during an argument. So here's what we know so far from police and the new search warrant. Bullard told investigators this all started at a nearby park when he got into a dispute with kids. It later spilled over onto his front porch with several people. Now, Bullard admitted to police he did have a gun. The search warrant shows a witness told investigators he and 6 other men went to Bullard's to talk about the confrontation. Bullard made a move like he was going to pull a gun from his waistband, and that's when the witness says someone pepper sprayed Bullard and he started shooting. Now, Bullard had said that he was being hit and kicked after he was pepper sprayed. Today, one neighbor said her son stayed home from school. They are both still shaken up.
I don't know, still kind of scared. Curious what's going to happen. Yeah. But definitely scared. I don't want my kids coming back to the park. They played there, so yeah.
Bullard now faces assault charges, and the search warrant shows investigators are also looking into this as a murder. Now, Bullard was in court this afternoon, but that hearing was continued because he was only booked into Spokane County Jail a little after 5 this morning. He is expected to make his first court appearance tomorrow.
A Spokane County judge dropped assault charges against a man involved in a deadly shooting in Airway Heights.
We're not showing his court appearance since he is no longer facing charges. Airway Heights police say Divine Bullard shot and killed a man after a heated argument back in February. One of the men in that argument says that he was scared for his life and pepper sprayed Bullard.
Bullard argues that he acted in self-defense. He says he only shot several times after he was pepper sprayed. Bullard's girlfriend spoke on his behalf back in February.
Those men, 6 to 7 of them, came to my porch with my baby girls in that house. Nobody talks about that. That man kept them from coming into my home.
The judge agreed to drop all charges after the prosecuting attorney said she found evidence negating the allegations against him.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Airway Heights, Washington. I don't know what they wanted that man Devin to do. Stay there and get the bear maced and beat the fuck down? I mean, that to me, that was justified off the rip. Now, you bear maced the man. It wasn't just regular pepper spray. And even if it was regular pepper spray, I still think you get the opportunity to draw your firearm. Yeah, your life is in danger. You getting put at great risk of bodily harm at that moment. Your eyes can get burnt out. You can pepper spray, you can't see nothing, stab you, all that shit can go down, right? They arrested the man, plus he was outnumbered. There's like 6 of them outside. They should have never put that man in court, but charges got dropped. Everybody was acting crazy like this man just flew off the handle and started shooting bitches for no reason. They running up on the man crib, calling racial slurs, bear macing the man and got his ass sent to Funky Town. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Man accused of armed robbery was shot by his victim. A man accused of attempted robbery had the tables turned on him when he got shot by his would-be victim. The Hamilton County Sheriff's Office responded to the intersection of St. James and Alpine Avenues in Silverton. Deputies found Ezell Peterson, 38, in the area with multiple gunshot wounds. Court documents say Peterson was indicted on multiple felonies in the shooting after the grand jury accused him of attempting to rob a man at gunpoint. Peterson was taken to the hospital after deputies found him slumped behind the wheel of a silver Acura. 3 days later, he was indicted on 6 felonies. Court documents say Peterson approached the man who was cleaning out his car, wearing a ski mask and carrying a gun. He demanded the man's money, but the man pulled out his own gun and the two shot at each other. Peterson was hit multiple times, but was able to make it to his car, which was parked less than a block away. Your boy Peterson played games and got his ass fired off on.
Accused of attempted armed robbery gets the tables turned on him after he's shot by his victim. He ended up in the hospital in addition to facing felony charges. Our Chancellor Wynn joins us from Silverton with a closer look at how all this unfolded.
Yeah, Rob. So again, we are live here in Silverton because it's this intersection. This is St. James and Alpine Avenue right there. And that's where 38-year-old Ezell Peterson was shot. But again, we are now learning that he may not actually be the victim in this case because a grand jury has indicted him on multiple felony charges in connection to this shooting because court documents are stating that he was attempting to rob a person. But that's when that other person pulled out their own gun and shot Peterson.
Shortly before 9:30 p.m. on March 22nd, the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office says deputies responded to reports of a shooting near the intersection of Alpine and James Avenue in Silverton. Once on scene, deputies found 38-year-old Ezell Peterson slumped behind the wheel of a silver Acura. Peterson was taken to the hospital that night, but 3 days later, on March 25th, he was arrested in connection to the shooting. This is a previous mugshot of Peterson from 2019. Peterson has now been indicted by a grand jury on 6 felony charges, including aggravated robbery, felonious assault, and having weapons while under disability, because Peterson isn't legally allowed to have a gun because he has a felony drug conviction. Court documents state on the night of March 22nd, Peterson, armed with a gun and wearing a ski mask, approached a man cleaning out his car and demanded his money. According to documents, the man pulled out his own gun and the two shot at each other. Peterson was hit multiple times, but was able to make his way to his car, which was parked less than a block away. I went back to the scene of the shooting and talked with residents in the area. One resident tells me that night, before they heard the gunshots, they first heard someone knocking on their door. But when they checked, no one was there. Then they say they heard another knock, but again, no one was at their door. Later, the resident says a neighbor called to tell them that she saw a person in a dark hoodie wandering through their yard.
Now, according to court documents, Peterson's next court date is scheduled for April 12th. Reporting live in Silverton, Chancellor Wynn, Fox 19 Now.
Chance, thank you very much.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Ohio. Peterson running around here playing, running up trying to rob people. Lucky that man had a pistol on him, right? And it seems like he was quicker to the draw, because he's supposed to already had the gun out if he was coming to rob somebody. He still let that man get to the pistol, fired off, and still hit him multiple times, right? Out here bullshitting. You ain't got no skill with your pistol, man, right? Because you ain't put no training into your shit. You just running around here thinking everybody gonna be the victim to run up on. That's why it's important to carry your gun with you at all times, even if you're cleaning out your car. I don't care if I'm going to take the garbage out, go to the mailbox. I got my pistol on me. That's just how this shit is, right? You gotta pay attention to your world out here. Keep your head on the swivel. Because if one of y'all dudes run up on me and try to rob me, I'ma leave your ass slumped like Peterson. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Man dead, another hurt after shootout in Laveen. Phoenix police are investigating the shootout in Laveen that left one man dead and another hurt early Friday morning. Around 6:30 a.m., officers was called to the area of 51st and Southern Avenue for reports of a shooting. Police arrived to find a man at the gas station who had been shot and was taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Around the same time, in the same area, police was dispatched to reports of a car that had crashed into a home just north of Southern. Responding officers found the man inside a car who had also been shot, and he died a short time later at the hospital. Police have identified him as 47-year-old James Leslie Baines. Detectives believe Baines and the other man had been involved in the shootout near 51st and Southern. Baines drove away from the scene after being shot and crashed nearby. The other man who was shot claimed self-defense and was released from custody. Once the investigation is complete, the case will be turned over to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office to determine if the other man will face any charges. Both areas were closed off for hours as detectives investigated. Yeah, he sent that man to Funky Town.
Yeah, it's still a very active scene at both locations. I'm here where the car ended up right in front of a home, but they say that this all started right around 51st Avenue and Southern. That's where we have our AZ family drone. To give you an idea of what this area looks like, it's still an active scene as they surround what appears to be like a chevron in that area. We understand that one person was shot in that area there, but had a bullet wound to the hand. It went through and through the hand. That person appears to be okay. Now, this is where the information gets a little cloudy, because there was a person that was in a car that got shot in that same location, tried to make it home, ended up making it to the front of this home that you see here. We understand that Phoenix Fire treated someone with multiple gunshot wounds from this scene here and was left in critical condition. So you could see the car that is parked right in front of the home there. And right now we don't know if it made damage all the way into the home or if it stopped just short, but you can see this is the second location where they are set up here. Phoenix police having a scene set up in both locations that is very active for both of them to still try to figure out what happened, what led up to the shooting, and how this all played out. So for now, we're going to wait for the Phoenix Police Department to kind of update us, but I know for sure at least 2 people have been shot, one in critical, the other non-life threatening, and we'll try to piece together how this all went down.
Now know the name of the man found shot to death in his car after crashing into a Phoenix home. We first brought this to you as breaking news right here on Good Morning Arizona. Now, this started at a gas station near 51st Avenue in Southern yesterday morning. Phoenix police think a male gas station employee and 47-year-old James Leslie Baines II were involved in a shootout. The employee was shot in the hand. We're told Baines was also shot but still drove off. He ended up crashing into a home less than a mile away. Officers found his body in the car. The gas station employee told police that he shot in self-defense. He has since been released from custody.
Man, so you see how they getting down out there in Arizona. I don't know what's up with people getting into these petty ass arguments and getting into shootouts. Like what you got into an argument with the employee for at the gas station for. If you carry a gun, de-escalation is supposed to be the first method. Now, if you can't de-escalate, then you just got to do what you got to do if the man's shooting at you. But I'm starting to see more often employees at these places carrying firearms on them, which I like. An armed society is a polite society. Everyone has the right to defend themselves. Now, I don't know what his employer gonna say. He might get fired, but at least he ain't dead. It's best not to try to get into ego battles with people in public. But as for the employee, he handled his business. But as for homeboy, he crashed out, literally. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. One dead, one wounded in shooting in Northwest Atlanta. One man is dead and another is wounded after shooting in Northwest Atlanta, according to the Atlanta police. Atlanta police said a man in his 40s was killed at a house at 411 Westchester Boulevard, Northwest. A second man, police said, sustained a grazed wound and was conscious and alert when transported to Grady Memorial Hospital, where he is now in stable condition. Lieutenant Chris Hewitt said they responded to a shots fired call around 4 p.m. Crime scene tape blocked off the area most of the evening. Atlanta News first spoke with a woman who did not want to be on camera, but was identified as Keisha Green. She said this happened when her nieces and nephews were at home with her sister's boyfriend. Green said the boyfriend called her sister and said if she did not come pick up the children, he would kill them. According to Green, a family friend got involved and tried to pick them up while the other family members were on their way. He was trying to get the kids, but the man who was deceased wouldn't let him, she said. That's when she said the friend shot and killed the mother's boyfriend. Atlanta first asked APD about those details, but they said they were still investigating and could not elaborate further. This man talking about he gonna kill the kids. Homeboy went over there to try to pick them up. He played games and got that work.
A woman says he was just trying to save her nieces and nephews. I'm Savannah Louise.
And I'm Blair Miller. So far, police have not confirmed any of those details, but that the man was hurt in the shooting.
He was then taken to Grady Memorial Hospital, and that's where we find Atlanta News First Carly Barnett for us tonight. Carly, what's the latest?
Savannah, Blair, we have learned that man is here in the hospital in stable condition, suffering a graze wound, we're told. Meanwhile, investigators tonight are still trying to piece all of this together.
You're good.
Atlanta police took over a Northwest Atlanta street most of Thursday evening. Investigators say around 4 o'clock they responded to a shots fired call at a home at 411 Westchester Boulevard Northwest. Crime scene tape blocking much of the area while police officers and even canines combed for evidence. Police say a man in his 40s was shot and killed at the house. Another man was grazed by a bullet and conscious and alert when taken to the hospital.
We're still working on the particulars of this case, trying to find out exactly witnesses and who was involved in this.
Atlanta Police Lieutenant Chris Hewitt says the injured man and the man killed likely knew each other.
This wasn't a random. We do believe this was connected at this point.
Atlanta News First spoke with a woman, Keisha Green, who did not want her face on camera, but says her nieces and nephews were in the home with her sister's boyfriend. She says this man called her sister saying if she didn't return, he would kill the children. According to Green, a family got involved and went to try and retrieve them.
And he was trying to get the kids, and the guy that's deceased wouldn't let him get the kids.
That's when she says it escalated to the family friend shooting and killing the mother's boyfriend in what she claims was an act of self-defense.
I hope they do see the good that he just did and saved like 5 kids' lives, because it's really traumatizing.
So no names have been released at this point. We asked Atlanta police about Green's claims. They say that they are still investigating and they couldn't comment on any further details. Live tonight outside of Grady Memorial Hospital, Carly Barnett, Atlanta News First.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Atlanta. Constitutional carry, right? You don't need no permit to walk with it. Yeah, now when there's kids involved, shit can get ugly. Now I don't know who this lady boyfriend is. He talking about come get the kids, he gonna kill them. Obviously, he had the means to do it too. He shot and grazed homeboy who came to pick them up. But obviously, he wasn't on what he thought he was on. He ain't had the skills necessary. Speed and accuracy matters in a gunfight. Whoever get hit first, most likely to lose. I don't even know why she was dealing with this guy anyway. What type of dude you got over here with your children? Females got to be careful about what type of men they let around their kids, right? You don't know who these dudes out here, especially these days. They don't bill them like they used to. Yeah, so with that being said, watch who you keep around your kids. Because I got nieces, I got nephews, and I love mine. And if you play with mine, you going to be laying next to whatever this dude name was. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time. You never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These folk niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Bibb County Sheriff Office investigating 3 shootings in Macon. Around 1 a.m. in the morning, Another shooting happened in the neighborhood on Andrews Drive. The sheriff's office said that a man was entering an occupied home when he was shot and died at the scene. They have identified him as 51-year-old David Menard Morris Jr. In downtown on Broadway, another shooting happened in the parking lot by the Riverview Hotel. The shooting was also fatal. The sheriff's office said 36-year-old Eric Ivan Searcy was shot and killed after trying to break into a parked Mercedes. Someone was sleeping in the car and they shot him. The car seemed to have tinted windows based on the broken glass in the parking lot left behind from the shooting. The manager of the hotel didn't want to be identified, but said he doesn't believe either person was staying at the hotel. You know how it is out here these days. Stay strapped to get clapped.
Shootings that happened in Macon overnight and early this morning. Hello everyone, thanks for joining us. I'm Frank Malloy. Solene Arif is live at the Bibb Sheriff's Office with more on what we know about those shootings.
Well, we know that 2 of the 3 shootings were fatal. One of them happened around 11 p.m. last night, and the other 2 happened around 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office says 3 shootings overnight are not related, but they've still put some people in Macon on edge.
It makes you feel like you are not safe. It could happen to everybody.
Abu Aziza owns A&R Furniture across Eisenhower Parkway from this business. That's where a man was wounded around 11 p.m. Monday night. Bibb County Sheriff's Office said the man who was shot was 57 years old and is in critical condition.
It's really sad. It makes us feel like unsafe at all the time. And it's not worth it. It's not worth it. What they go after? I have no idea.
And around 1 a.m., another shooting happened in this neighborhood on Andrews Drive. The sheriff's office said it seems a man was entering an occupied home when he was shot and died at the scene. They've identified him as 51-year-old David Maynard Morris Jr. In downtown on Broadway, another shooting happened in this parking lot by the Riverview Hotel. This one was also fatal. The sheriff's office said a 36-year-old Eric Ivan Searcy Bryson was shot and killed after trying to break into a parked Mercedes. Someone was sleeping in the car, which, by this broken piece of glass, looks like it had tinted windows. The manager of the hotel didn't want to speak on camera, but said he doesn't believe either person was staying at the hotel. Aziza said when he moved to Macon, he never expected this level of violent crime.
To be honest with you, I've been here for 22 years. It was a lot better before than these days. It's getting worse and worse and worse. Somebody has to do something.
And this is the 10th shooting in Macon so far this year. All 3 shootings are still under investigation. Reporting live in Macon, Solene Arif, 13 WMAZ News.
Thanks, Celine. Anyone with information on the shootings is asked to call Macon Regional Crime Stoppers at 1-877-68-CRIME.
Yeah, man. So you see how they get down out there in Macon, Georgia? Shit, your boy Abu say he feel unsafe all the time, boy. Abu, you better get you a strap. Georgia constitutional carry. You tripping. Plus, that neighborhood look ran down as hell. Well, my man was trying to break in that house, that shit looked like a crack house. I don't know who living in there. And the hotel, that shit look ran down. You know what time it is over there, tricking and dope and all type of shit. So to be sitting in that parking lot sleep in the Mercedes is questionable in itself. You know, don't go stupid places with stupid people who have stupid time. But I can tell you what, both of their ass got that smoke out there fucking around though. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Family returned gunfire in deadly Easter Sunday shootout in Love Block. Court records obtained by Everything Love Block on Tuesday revealed Johnny Bermia Jr., 19, went to confront someone with a family member on the 1900 block when the shooting took the lives of two men on Easter Sunday. Police officers were called for a shooting around 5:23 p.m. Johnny Bermia Sr., 36, and Jeremy Bermia, 33, and Jose Lopez, 48, were found with gunshot wounds. All three were taken to the hospital where Johnny and Jeremy were pronounced dead. Police said Lopez had serious injuries. According to probable cause affidavit, Johnny Bermia Jr. went to confront someone with Jeremy, Erica, Henry, Johnny Bermia Sr., and a few family members. Court documents said it was over an altercation that took place earlier that day. The report stated that someone was beat up. The group showed up to the home in multiple vehicles. The affidavit documented video evidence of the shooting that showed the group exit their cars with guns. After the initial gunfire, Johnny Bermia Jr. and the family members started running eastbound instead of running away from the gunfire. Court documents said Johnny Bermia Jr. took cover behind the car and started shooting at the home, where several adults and a small child had gathered for an Easter egg hunt. One person at the home, whose name was redacted, told police she had a license to carry and immediately pulled out her firearm and began shooting. Another person, whose name was redacted, admitted they also returned gunfire. They came around there looking for a gunfight and got one and lost.
A shooting this evening left 2 people dead and 1 person seriously injured. What we know now is that the call came in just before 5:30 tonight. The shooting happened near 36th Street and Avenue S, and 3 people were taken to UMC by EMS. That's where 2 of those people were pronounced dead. LPD tells us that this appears to be an isolated event and there is no immediate threat to the public. But this is a developing story, so we'll keep you updated as we learn more.
And 3 people arrested early today for their role in Easter Sunday's deadly shooting here. 37-year-old Henry Bermea, 36-year-old Erica Jimenez, both charged with abandoning or endangering a child. And 19-year-old Johnny Bermea Jr. is charged with aggravated assault. 3 people were shot Sunday near 36th and Avenue S. 36-year-old Johnny Bermea, 33-year-old Jeremy Bermea, both died at the hospital. 48-year-old Jose Lopez was seriously hurt. Police say this started as a domestic disturbance.
County grand jury indicted 4 people in connection with a double homicide on Easter. And we have new details about what led up to that attack. KCBD has acquired the probable cause affidavits related to the arrest of Erica Jimenez, Henry Bermea, and Johnny Bermea Jr. Johnny Jr. and Andrew Espinoza are charged with aggravated assault relating to a shootout. Jimenez and Henry Bermea were indicted for putting a child in imminent danger. Now, during her interview with police, Jimenez says someone beat up her son, Andrew Espinoza, and that made her husband, Henry Bermea, angry. He reportedly gathered up family and drove to the man's house to confront him. That's here on 36th Street. When they got out of the car, the man met Johnny Sr. in the front yard. They got into an argument, and that's when Jimenez reports the shooting started. During the 2-minute gun battle, investigators say Jimenez and Henry Bermea left a child inside the car that was getting shot at. Once the shooting stopped, 36-year-old Johnny Bermea Sr., 33-year-old Jeremy Bermea, and 48-year-old Jose Lopez were all wounded. The Bermeas died at the hospital. Prosecutors haven't pressed charges against the man who shot them since police reports show it was in self-defense.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Texas. Love block. All this over somebody couldn't take an ass whooping. They couldn't wear an ass whooping, boy, I tell you. Back in the days, boy, we'll scrap your ass up. Boy, you get the hands put on you, cuz, and it'll just be over with. Right nowadays, these young cats, they can't take no, they can't wear none. They go straight to the pistol. They want to try to shoot something. And because of that, 2 of your family members dead. Came around there with the bullshit, jumped out, and got met with gunfire, boy. Somebody ass had to go. He jumped in the car. He went home and told what happened. He went home and told his daddy he got his ass whooped. But this is a perfect example of play stupid games and win stupid prizes right here. You couldn't wear no ass whooping. And because of that, your people now got their ass sent to Funky Town. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. One dead, one left with life-threatening injuries in Lauderdale Lakes shooting. One person is dead while another was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries after a shooting in Lauderdale Lakes on Sunday morning. At approximately 11 a.m. on Sunday, April 7th, BSO deputies and Broward County Sheriff's Fire Rescue responded to a shooting call near the 3100 block, Northwest 31st Street. On the scene, emergency crews located Justice Whittle and Shakeith Brown suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. Paramedics pronounced Whittle dead at the scene and transported Brown to an area hospital where he died. According to witnesses, Whittle attempted to fight Brown over an ongoing feud. During the altercation, another subject attempted to defuse the fight when Whittle pulled out a gun and fired multiple shots. The subject, who was also armed, then pulled out his weapon and returned fire. The subject was taken into custody for questioning, but later released. This is why I tell people try not to get into ego battles with dudes, right? Because one fight led to him pulling out a pistol and shooting him, but the person who tried to break up the fight pulled out his gun, returned fire.
Person killed, another critically injured after a shooting in Lauderdale Lakes. The Broward Sheriff's Office tells us the shooting happened in the 3000 block of Northwest 41st Street. This was just after 11 Sunday morning. We did speak with a witness who tried to help the victim.
He got a family, he got a kid. Like, that's somebody's loved one, so I'm gonna try to help. I don't want them to die or whatever, so it's just sad to see somebody die like that.
So far, no arrests have been made.
Meanwhile, gunfire in a Lauderdale Lakes neighborhood ends with one person dead and another suffering critical injuries. NBC6's Kim Nguyen is live there now with more on what happened.
Yeah, that's right. We know that one victim was pronounced dead here at the scene. The other victim was rushed to the hospital. Now, the scene just cleared within the last hour or hour and a half. But let's take a look at some video of what things looked like when we first got here earlier this afternoon. Now, BSO says that right after 11 o'clock this morning, deputies got a call about a shooting on Northwest 41st Street and Northwest 31st Terrace. Deputies say emergency crews found two people shot. One person was pronounced dead at the scene. The other rushed to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Now, most neighbors didn't want to speak on camera, but say they heard more than 10 gunshots back to back and say that it sounded like rapid fire.
I've lived here for 25 years and I've never heard of anything like this. This is a very quiet neighborhood. I've walked here so many times, like for to do my leisure walking almost, every day, and I've never seen anything like this. I'm very shocked by it.
It's pretty tough, man. It's pretty tough to witness that, see everybody screaming, running out, trying to help. It was a little too late.
Now, NBC6 was also there when one of the victims was rushed to the hospital. Back out here live, we are still working to learn the identity of the two victims or what may have led up to this shooting. For now, we're reporting live in Lauderdale Lakes. Kim Nguyen, NBC6 News.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Lauderdale Lakes over a fight. The homeboy pulled out the pistol, started firing multiple shots. Whoever it was tried to break up the fight. Luckily, they had the pistol on them and was able to pull out, shoot, and return fire and kill him. But it was too late to save his friend, though. Broward was laid back, quiet, not as wild as Dade County was. But nowadays, shit, you can't tell the difference. Either in Miami or Broward, especially in Lauderdale. Bitches stay getting clapped over there. Shit wild out here, but when it all boils down to it is it ain't never worth it. A fight, whatever you was going through, it wasn't worth dying for. It wasn't worth all that, right? So sometimes you got to learn to sit back, control your emotions. This is the problem with a lot of dudes out here. You ain't got your emotions under control, right? Anybody can say something to you and you get all emotional like a woman, right? You got to learn how to control that. Your firearm is not a sword, it's a shield, right? It's to defend you. It's not to go on the offense, it's to be on the defense. So you got to have the right mindset when you start carrying a gun. Because if not, you might end up like your boy Whittle. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Shootout at Philadelphia gas station leaves suspect dead. Security guard injured. Gunfire broke out at the Fairmont gas station, killing one person and injuring a private security guard. The shootout took place at a Sunoco gas station on the 900 block of College Avenue about 7 p.m. Tuesday evening, according to officials. The armed guard, a 30-year-old man, was on duty inside the store when the armed man, 39-year-old, walked into the location with a gun. Deputy Commissioner Frank Venor says the suspect confronted the guard after an altercation about the location of a parked barbecue truck. Surveillance video provided to Fox 29 Steve Keeley shows the moment the armed suspect walked into the gas station confronting the security guard before gunfire erupted. Police says gunfire was exchanged between both men according to the video from inside the store. The security guard, licensed to carry and employed by the gas station, was shot in the leg. He was taken to Temple University Hospital and is listed as stable. The 39-year-old man was shot multiple times in the face and in the legs. He died at the hospital in an exchange of gunfire. No charges have been filed in connection to this incident. That man came in there starting shit by the barbecue grill and got his ass cooked well done.
Tuesday night, I'm Gray Hall with Shari Williams. The big story tonight on Action News is breaking news.
A security guard was working his night shift at a gas station when police say he got into a gun battle with a man who came into the store armed with a gun.
We go live tonight to Action News reporter Charles Watson, who is live at that scene in North Philadelphia. Charles, we've actually learned that one person has died in this shooting. What are you learning?
Yeah, Gray and Shari, police tell us a 39-year-old man has been pronounced dead at Temple University. A 39-year-old man who police say was involved in this shooting has been pronounced dead at Temple University Hospital after suffering multiple gunshot wounds. If I take a step out of the shot here behind me, you can see the gas station where the shooting unfolded. You can see the crime scene tape still up and ballistic markers down on the ground right here at the Sunoco gas station in the 900 block of College Avenue. This gas station sits just a few feet away from residential homes and right across the street from Girard College. Philadelphia police are investigating a shooting that left a 30-year-old security guard hospitalized with a gunshot wound to the leg and a 39-year-old man dead after being struck in the face and leg. Police say the security guard was working in full uniform at the Sunoco gas station in North Philadelphia when the 39-year-old man walked in, shortly after 7 p.m.
There was some sort of altercation between this 39-year-old who was armed with a gun and the armed security guard. We know shots were exchanged.
Investigators say the shooting started inside the gas station store and then spilled out into the pump area. Police say the security guard was licensed to carry, and the 39-year-old lived in the area and frequented the gas station. As investigators combed through the crime scene, you could still see blood-stained concrete near the gas station's entrance, along with a gun police say belonged to the 39-year-old who was killed.
Now, the incident, we believe, was captured on interior and exterior security camera, surveillance cameras, because there are cameras both inside and out. Right now, our detectives are trying to work with the owner or the manager to see if they can retrieve the recording.
Yeah, and we're told that 30-year-old security guard who was involved in the shooting is currently in stable condition at Temple University Hospital, where he is currently being treated. Additionally, there is a home right across the street from the gas station that had a bullet go through a window and land on a bed. We're told the folks who live in that home are okay, but obviously shaken up by this crazy ordeal. We're live tonight in North Philadelphia. Charles Watson for Action News at 10 on PHL 17 Gray.
Okay, Charles, thank you. There.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Philadelphia. Homeboy, I guess he got some type of agreement with the gas station where he post up shop right there, sell food or whatever. Got into an argument with them. Want to come back and pull a gun on the security guard, fool, and you got a rubber band wrapped around your goddamn handle. Like, come on, cuz. You ain't serious about a damn thing. Don't leave and go get a gun and come back. The best thing to do is not to have a gunfight, period. You want to come back and initiate a gunfight and ain't ready for the motherfucking smoke. And this is what you got. Shots all to the face and all this type of shit. Over what? Some shit you would have went home and calmed down. Shit would have been over tomorrow. Now you done fucked around and got smoked like brisket. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Woman's boyfriend kills her ex in Hialeah. Hialeah police responded to a domestic shooting that they say left one man dead Wednesday morning. Sky 10 flew over the scene just before 9 a.m. where the crime scene technicians were examining two vehicles in the parking lot and gathering evidence at a home and an apartment complex near West 13th Lane and 46th Street. Hialeah police told Local 10 news reporter Ray Ramos that the woman and her boyfriend were at the residence when the woman's ex-boyfriend arrived. The boyfriend informed the ex-boyfriend of his possession of a weapon, leading to a confrontation during which the ex-boyfriend was fatally shot. Police say both vehicles were towed following the incident for further investigation. Cell phone footage obtained by Local 10 shows the woman's boyfriend being handcuffed and placed in a police cruiser, while distraught relatives rushed to the scene. Hialeah police have not identified the victim or culprit involved in the shooting. No arrests have been made at this time. You know why no arrests ain't been made? Because that man came over there playing games and got his ass done up.
Turning now to a death investigation underway in Hialeah. Sky 10 flying over the scene just before 9 this morning, where you can see crime tape wrapped around two cars. Let's get straight over to Local 10's Roy Ramos.
And I know he's live right now at the scene in Hialeah with what we know so far. Roy?
Oh, Christy and Janice, we did see those detectives focusing their attention on both of those vehicles that have since been towed away, but we've also been watching as they have been going in and out of the door that you're looking at right there that has been knocked off of its hinges. It's also right there where the victim's body was discovered. Let's go ahead and show you what this all looked like when we first arrived here. Sky 10 above the scene of a shooting that we've learned happened early this morning in the area of West 13th Lane and 46th Street in Hialeah. On the ground crime scene techs were seen focusing their attention on those two vehicles in a parking lot and then at a home where we watched as they took pictures, gathered evidence, and now working to find out more as to what led up to this man found shot dead. Well, we just got an update from Hialeah police that tell us a boyfriend and girlfriend were here at this home when an ex-boyfriend arrived here. That boyfriend then informed that ex-boyfriend that he did have a weapon. There was some sort of confrontation, and that ex-boyfriend was shot and killed. As we come back out live from that home right there, I can tell you that we did watch as that boyfriend was taken away by Hialeah police, placed into handcuffs and in the back of that police cruiser. However, at this time, he and his girlfriend are cooperating with this investigation. No charges have been filed. As we get more information on this, we'll be sure to let you know. For now, here in Hialeah, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.
Okay, thanks for that.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Hialeah, which is in Miami, my city, born and raised in the county of Dade. There's always some shit happening by the female. If you dealing with a female and it's over cuz it's over. You go into a house and all this riff-raff and rah-rah while she got a new dude in there. That shit ain't necessary, fool. That shit ain't worth it. And the damn show ain't called for. And you see what he got you. You came around here playing, probably ran up on that man. Ain't no arrest been made. Listen, if it was gonna be arrest made, his ass would be in jail already, which tells me that homeboy came over there playing and took the front porch temperature challenge. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Deadly shooting leaves 2 men dead at a Baton Rouge motel. Ruled justifiable homicide. Baton Rouge police are investigating after a double shooting at a motel that left 2 men dead Monday night. Police identified one of the people killed as Michael Beverly, 28, who police said started the incident. Initial report shows the shooting happened around 8:10 p.m. at the Fountain Motel off Airline Highway, which is close to Goodwood Boulevard. According to police, Beverly approached 2 people when he pulled out a handgun and started shooting. One of the people Beverly shot at returned fire, striking Beverly. Police said Beverly was killed along with another person who was caught in the crossfire. The person who returned fire was not injured and remained at the scene until police arrived. Beverly died on the scene. Police have not released the name of the second victim who died. Investigators ruled the incident as justifiable homicide. Good riddance to Beverly.
First at 6, Baton Rouge police say double homicide at a motel on Airline Highway last night was justified.
Michael Beverly opened fire on a group standing in the parking lot. He was killed by one of the men he shot at. A bystander was also killed in the crossfire. News 2's Bess Casterly spoke to police about what happened.
Despite 2 people dead, police say there will be no murder charges. In the parking lot of the Fountain Motel, a Crime Stoppers tip card sits soaked in the blood of one of the victims of Monday night's deadly double shooting. The evidence of several rounds of gunfire piercing through cars and walls. Baton Rouge police, whose headquarters is less than a quarter mile away, say what happened here last night is justified.
I do know that detectives, there was a lot of spent shell casings on the ground.
Around 8 p.m., a group of men were visiting the motel when 28-year-old Michael Beverly arrived on the property.
The suspect, a black male, approached these guys after an exchange of words, unknown motive at the moment. He opened fire.
One of the men in the group also had a gun and began shooting back at Beverly. He kills him and a bystander in the crossfire.
As one of the subjects produced a handgun and returned fire, accidentally killing one of the three in his party that was with him.
Police are ruling the double homicide as justified.
There's a lot of things that point out what something is justifiable or not justifiable. In this instance, they were approached by a guy who produced a handgun and threatened the life around them.
The manager, who did not want to go on camera, tells me he doesn't believe any of the men involved were staying at the motel. He says his usual customers are older people who stay there for long periods of time. He says in his time in charge, he's never dealt with anything like this. However, in 2023, one person was shot and 2 other people were found dead inside a room at the motel. And back in 2009, police investigated a double murder of a Lake Charles couple. Now, police have not released the identity of the second victim. They say, though they have ruled the shootings as justified, the investigation is ongoing. Sylvia.
Bess, thank you.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Louisiana, Baton Rouge. This man Beverly walk up and just open fire on the dude, damn, who was standing out there. Rest in peace to the innocent victim, man, the real innocent victim who lost his life, not this dude who got his ass gunned down like he's supposed to. They just made Louisiana a constitutional carry too. Better people get to be able to defend themselves, because you never know, this type of shit right here might happen. That's why you got to keep it on you, man. And that's why it's good to pay attention out here. Attention gives you time gives you options, boy. You got to be able to see what's happening so you can know what's going on. Pay attention to your world out here. You don't surround yourself with stupid people and you don't get in stupid shit. Rest in peace to that man who lost his life. Keep your head on the swivel, man, so you don't get your ass burnt like Beverly. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Newport Beach homeowner shoots intruder. A Newport Beach homeowner shot 1 or 2 intruders who entered the home during an alleged targeted home invasion. Authorities said the second intruder was found dead outside with an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Newport Beach Fire Department and Newport Beach Police responded around 4:45 a.m. to a home located in Vista Lucci in the gated Pelican Heights community for reports of shots being fired. Police said there were 2 suspects entered the home in what investigators believe to be a targeted attack, and the homeowner fired shots at them. The suspects who was shot by the homeowner was found outside of the residence in possession of a firearm and taken into custody. Police said he was hospitalized for treatment. Officers began searching for the second suspect, and he was found in the bushes outside of an apartment with an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. The name of the suspects have not been released. Following the incident, Newport Beach Mayor Will O'Neill shared a message on X. "I have a message for those who will come to our city and commit crime," his post said. "We will defend ourselves." Residents are shocked to find themselves in the midst of what appeared to be something straight out of an action movie when they woke up. Well, you ain't safe anywhere. Newport Beach, Richie Town, you better keep that pistol on you.
A Newport Beach man shot and wounded a home invasion suspect early this morning. One of two suspects who broke into the house located in an upscale gated community. KTLA's Rachel Menatoff reports the victims and suspects knew each other.
Hi, good evening. This is a pretty secure community. It's gated and there's a 24/7 guard on duty. So for people who live here, this came as a real surprise. The one thing police did want to stress today is there's no threat to the community. The intruders actually knew their victims and where they lived.
This was a home invasion robbery that happened here just off of Newport Beach Coast Drive.
Sky 5 over this upscale Newport Beach neighborhood, the scene of what officials are calling a targeted early morning home invasion. Two intruders apparently broke in from a side door in this gated community near Newport Coast Drive and Pelican Hill Road around 4:45 a.m. And according to police, the assailants knew exactly who lived here.
We know that there is a relationship between the two suspects, and the victims, the residents.
And what's that relationship based on?
That I cannot comment on at this time.
The homeowner ended up shooting one of the intruders, who police found injured, laying in the street with a handgun. They found a second person nearby in the bushes. That man was found dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Today, the city's mayor doubled down on the consequences for violent crime.
If you are coming into our city to commit crime, expect that there is going to be resistance, and that is exactly what we saw this morning.
It's unclear how the two suspects made their way into this normally secure community. All lanes of Newport Coast Drive were closed for several hours, leading some residents to believe the intruders hopped a surrounding fence.
I asked the security gate and I said, did you have any cars come in at that time between 4 and 5? And they're like, no, there's definitely nobody that came in. I was like, so they hopped the gate? And he was like, yeah, most likely they came through the gate.
The fact that police say the suspects and victims knew one another makes sense to nearby resident Adam Fowler.
It's a lot of gates, a lot of, invite-only type stuff. So, you have to at least have an idea of where you're going and certainly need to know it's not a place where you can just walk in and knock on somebody's front door.
And there were 4 people inside the house during the home invasion, including a juvenile. They were all evacuated safely. As for the suspect who was shot by the homeowner, he was taken to the hospital. We don't know what kind of condition he's in right now. In Newport Beach, I'm Rachel Menatoff, KTLA 5 News.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Newport Beach, California. I done seen California hit the channel a few times now. And boy, look like they ain't playing out there. I see you, California, trying to do your thing. But boy, this go to show you, boy, ritzy neighborhood, nice neighborhood, boy, you got to keep it on you anywhere. You ain't never safe. No, never let the daylight deceive you. As soon as you start thinking you comfortable, shit can happen to you. And that sound like a fancy, ritzy neighborhood, Vista Lucci. Know they got some money out there. If I stayed in a place like that, that's gonna make me want to keep the pistol on me even more so. See what this homeowner did. Lucky he had it on him. The other dude who was with homeboy put the pistol in his mouth, ate his own gun. He didn't want to face the truth. That he got to go his ass to jail. So that go to show you just how serious a home defense weapon is. I don't care where you stay at, from the poking beans to Vista Lucci. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Road rage shooting in Las Olas leaves one hospitalized. Fort Lauderdale police are investigating the road rage incident that they say ended with a man shooting at a vehicle in Las Olas overnight Wednesday. Police responded to a shooting call just before 12:30 a.m. near the 1200 block of East Las Olas Boulevard. Upon arrival, officers found the man suffering from gunshot wounds, who was then transported to Broward Health Medical Center. A Fort Lauderdale Police Department spokesperson told Channel 10 that the preliminary investigation revealed the shooting was related to a road rage incident. Authorities said the shooter remained at the scene after the incident and is cooperating with the investigation. It was determined that the victim had punched the gunman before the shooting occurred, according to the police. Locals 10 News obtained cell phone video that shows heavy police presence. Witnesses say they heard multiple shots ring out as numerous police officers responded to the scene. Evidence markers continued to surround the black Acura sedan. Witnesses told Local 10 News that the man was driving when he was shot. Police told Local 10 that the shooter was released pending Stand Your Ground case for review. Detectives have not released the identities of those involved in the shooting at this time. Road rage, that shit there's a sure way to get the shit shot at you.
Also right now at 4:30, a man shot behind the wheel driving down Las Olas. And that victim is now in the hospital.
And police say this all stemmed from an apparent case of road rage. Local 10's Sanella Sabovic is live in Fort Lauderdale with much more. Sanella.
Well, Janice and Christy, witnesses tell us that they heard multiple gunshots ring out early this morning at around 12:30. Following the shooting, police saturated the area. They blocked off busy Las Olas Boulevard. One person was shot and rushed to Broward Health Medical Center.
Shots ringing out along the famed Las Olas Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale.
Just about to get into bed, all of a sudden here, pop, 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 pop.
Police saturating the 1200 block of East Las Olas Boulevard around 12:30 this morning following a road rage incident that led to a shooting. The entire block filled with cruisers.
The quick of the shots, and it kind of had me dawn. And then once I looked out, all of a sudden the cops rolled in, and I was like, that was definitely gunshots.
This picture shows evidence markers surrounding a black Acura sedan. Witnesses say the person that was shot was in that car.
They pulled the victim out of the car that was shot up.
He was rushed to Broward Health Medical Center. The alleged shooter, police say, did stay on scene, telling investigators they were punched prior to the shooting. Officers spent several hours on scene collecting evidence. Our cameras capturing an SUV getting towed from the scene. It's unclear if this vehicle was involved in the incident. Police tell us the shooter was released pending a Stand Your Ground case review.
People got to stay vigilant, you know. Hopefully people cool down. It's a new year, new start, but obviously some people have some anger, and unfortunately somebody took it out on someone else.
And Las Olas Boulevard is always busy. There are always people walking up and down the street here. So it is a miracle that no one else wasn't injured in this shooting. The man that was shot, however, was rushed to the hospital in serious condition. That is the latest here out of Las Olas Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale. Sanella Sabovic, Local 10 News.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Fort Lauderdale, Las Olas, Florida, my state. Know what time it is with the constitutional carry. See, people need to control their emotions, especially men. Nowadays, men get too emotional. Everything got to be a problem. Everything ain't that serious, bro. Right? You got to learn how to calm down sometimes. If you can't control your emotions, some shit liable to happen to you or others. Learn how to keep your cool, man. Right? See what that shit got you. Fired off on for what? You supposed to be on Las Olas having a good time. Instead of that, you out here with the bullshit and got hit up. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Arrest made in Friday morning Georgetown shooting. A man injured in the early morning shooting in Georgetown County is in custody. Savion Grimmage was arrested after being treated for gunshot wounds in the Tidelands Georgetown Memorial Hospital Friday. Sheriff's Office spokesman Jason Leslie said the shooting happened on Exodus Drive in the Plantersville community around 12:30 a.m. Friday. Leslie said Grimmage was hit by a shotgun fire while leaving the scene of the confrontation. Witnesses told deputies a person in the vehicle shot into a house and into another vehicle after a confrontation. The person inside the home fired back with a shotgun, deputies said. Investigators said they found evidence of gunshots fired into the house and the vehicle. Grimmage was being held at the Georgetown County Detention Center on pending charges. You can't have no altercation out here with these clowns these days unless somebody getting hit up with the shotty.
Georgetown County deputies are investigating a shooting that sent one man to the hospital. Officials with the sheriff's office tell us it all happened on Exodus Drive in the Plantersville community around 12:30 this morning. Investigators say witnesses told them someone driving a car shot into a house and into another car after a confrontation, and then the person inside the home shot back using a shotgun. One person was taken to the hospital with hand and back injuries. We're still working to learn whether the person was in the home or the other car. If you know anything about this incident, you are asked to call deputies at 843-546-5102.
An investigation is underway in Georgetown today after a shooting that happened overnight. Deputies say this happened around 12:30 a.m. in the Plantersville community. Witnesses tell investigators that someone in a car fired shots into a house on Exodus Drive after a confrontation. The person who lived in the house returned fire. The person who fired shots into the house was identified by officials today as Savion Grimmage. He was taken to the hospital for injuries to his hands and back after the shooting and is now in custody at the Georgetown County Detention Center.
A man is now in custody in connection to an argument-turned-shooting. The Georgetown County Sheriff's Office arrested Savion Grimmage at the hospital. Deputies say he shot into a home just after 12:30 this morning on Exodus Drive in the Plantersville community. Investigators say he was then hit when the homeowner fired back. He's being held at the Georgetown County Detention Center, and we're working to learn what his official charges are.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in South Carolina, Georgetown. That boy Grimmage ugly as fuck, ain't he? My mama told me never trust an ugly ass man. Man, you gotta keep that pistol on you out here. I don't know how they gun laws is out there in South Carolina. But all I know is, boy, you can't have no scuffle, no scrap, no none of that shit with these dudes these days, man. They gonna run straight to the pistol. But that boy Grimmage with his ugly ass got hit with that shotty dotty. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Suspect in American Canyon shooting charged with attempted murder. A 18-year-old Valero man will face charges of attempted murder and 8 other felony counts in connecting to attack outside the American Canyon Safeway. The offices of Napa County District Attorney Alice Haley announced the charges against Kristen Evans in a criminal complaint filed Friday. Evans, who turned 18 the day before the shooting, could face a lifetime in state prison. The charges stem from Evans' arrest in connection with gunfire that broke out at the Safeway gas station at 103rd West American Canyon Road. In addition to attempted murder, Evans faced felony charges of assault with a machine gun, discharging a firearm with gross negligence, possession of a gun not registered to him, and violating his juvenile probation, among other allegations. According to the report, which was dated April 3rd, surveillance cameras at the gas station showed Evans walking up to a male and striking him several times before they both ran back to their respective vehicles. During that time, Evans was standing beside a truck facing the front of the victim's vehicle. Moments later, bullets were seen hitting the windshield of the victim's vehicle with him in it or near it, and gunshots appeared to come from the spot where Evans was standing. As the victim ran towards Evans and others with a firearm, video footage shows Evans firing a gun behind him. I'm telling you, it's always these young jits out here wilding. That gun smoke came his way, now he running and shooting behind him with his dumb ass.
2 teenagers in custody tonight for a terrifying shooting at an American Canyon gas station. Police say it started with a heated argument that ended with 3 people wounded. Here's NBC Bay Area's Judy Hernandez.
He said the bullets was just whizzing and skipping everywhere.
Dave Christensen describes what his 19-year-old son experienced while waiting to gas up his motorcycle in American Canyon yesterday.
He got off the bike and dove because it was like, wah! You know, he said it was just 2 machine guns going off at once.
Police say 3 people were wounded when an altercation at the Safeway gas station in American Canyon escalated into gunfire around 4:30 Monday afternoon. This morning they announced they've arrested 2 people, 18-year-old Christian Evans and a juvenile, both from Vallejo.
It's got to be gang related. I mean, this is a very quiet town. We don't have things like this happen here. This just doesn't happen here. It happens down the road in Vallejo, but not here.
I'm appalled and I'm numb at the same time. It's a weird combination of outrage and numbness.
Gas station customers say they're rattled by the violence in what's normally a pretty quiet community.
I feel a little strange being on the ground where some tragedy took place. It's kind of a strange feeling.
This man delivered pizzas to police to thank them for responding so quickly. He says seeing crime spill over into American Canyon is really troubling.
We're trying to be as protective of our community as possible, but then always, you know, you can't really separate us from the rest of what's happening out in the real world. And this is real world stuff.
So he jumped up, got back on the bike, started it right quick, and burned out of here.
Christensen says luckily his son was able to drive to safety, but the close call has left him shaken.
It seemed like a targeted, hit right in front of him. I'm happy he made it. Oh my God. I'm happy he made it home.
Police say all 3 victims remain hospitalized. In American Canyon, Jody Hernandez, NBC Bay Area News.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in American Canyon. Well, I don't know what's wrong with these kids today. Just turned 18 the day before. Here you go shooting at gas stations with a Glock switch on there. Obviously, they had a switch. They talking about machine guns. He got charged with possession of a machine gun. If you can't shoot in the first place, having a switch on your gun is, I don't know why you even got that shit on there. You can't hit nothing with that. Shit shooting too fast. Now y'all young dudes gone, probably for the rest of your life. Just turned 18, you gonna spend the rest of it in jail. Don't know what it is to be chilling, laying with a woman, eating good, smoking good. You don't know none of that, right? Because you in jail for the rest of your life around here bullshitting. Well, you do the crime, you gotta do the motherfucking time. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, They just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Shooting death at Mobile apartment considered self-defense. Man arrested in alleged burglary. Mobile police have arrested a 22-year-old man in connection with yesterday's alleged burglary at a local apartment complex, which coincided with a shooting death that police now say was a case of self-defense. The shooting, which happened around 1:21 p.m. on April 16th at Ashford Place Apartments, resulted in the death of a 23-year-old man, according to the police department. Police originally responded to the apartments after receiving reports of a burglary in progress. Investigations indicate that the deceased male and another man identified as 22-year-old O.K.E. Day were part of a group attempting to break into an apartment. Day was arrested and charged with the burglary and certain persons forbidden from possessing the firearm. The case will be presented to the district attorney's office for review and additional charges. The name of the dead man will be released after notification of next of kin, according to the MPD news release. Mobile Police Department says no further information will be released at this time. We don't need no more information. The homeowner just took the trash out early.
We're following breaking news in Mobile. Police say a deadly shooting at Ashford Place Apartments was a case of self-defense. Mobile police say officers were called to a burglary yesterday afternoon, and when they got there, they found a 23-year-old man had been shot and killed. Investigators say the deceased man and 22-year-old O.K.E. Day were part of a group trying to break into an apartment, and the person inside fired shots. Day was arrested and is facing charges of first-degree burglary and person forbidden to possess a firearm. The case is being sent to the DA's office for review, so more charges could be coming. The name of the deceased will be released once his family is notified. And according to court documents, Day was already on what's called an informal probation for a shooting in December of 2021. Under the terms of his sentencing, he wasn't to possess any firearm or be arrested for any new criminal conduct for 5 years.
All right, Jen, thank you. We are following breaking news out of Mobile. Police say the deadly shooting at Ashford Place Apartments is a case of self-defense.
MPD says just before 1:30 yesterday afternoon, they responded to a burglary in progress when shots were fired by the resident.
Police say when they arrived, a 23-year-old man was found dead.
Investigators say the deceased man and 22-year-old O.K.E. Day were part of a group attempting to break into that apartment.
Day was arrested and is facing first-degree burglary charge and forbidden possession of a firearm.
And MPD says there could be more charges after the investigation is complete. The name of the deceased man will be released after his family is notified.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Alabama and Mobile. He gonna get charged with his friend murder too, right? Because he got killed in the process while doing a felony. So he finna get charged with that. All this, how old his friend was, 23 years old. Another young cat gone and bit the dust, right? Trying to run up in somebody's house. People ain't on that shit these days, Cone boy. And then they act shocked, talking about he was charged with some shit, whatever they said. And he ain't supposed to have a firearm. Like criminals don't Criminals don't follow the law. All them bullshit gun laws and gun control shit you doing just affect the people that legally carry like me. People who do follow the law. I don't know when they gonna get that shit through their head. This is why I can't stress it enough how important the home defense weapon is. Some type of weapon, man. Not like the people on the movies. Honey, I hear something downstairs. You go down there with the fire poker. Who is that? Nah, you gotta come down there ready to lay shit down when somebody come in your house, man. I ain't going for none of that shit. You come inside my crib, your ass gonna be laying next to O.K.E. homeboy. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. South Hadley man killed after allegedly attempting to rob Chicopee store. Police are investigating a deadly shooting on Montgomery Street in Chicopee Thursday evening. According to police, officers were called to the area of the 1296 Montgomery Street around 6:15 p.m. Thursday for a shooting incident. The Hampton District Attorney's Office said the police were called due to a report of an attempted robbery, with shots fired. Upon arrival, police found two men, one suffering from a gunshot wound. Hampton District Attorney spokesperson Jim Leon told 22 News that 53-year-old Robert Papalato of South Hadley allegedly attempted to rob a store when gunshots were fired. He was taken to Bay State Medical Center where he died due to his injuries. The investigation is being conducted by the Chicopee Police Department, the Massachusetts State Police Unit assigned to Hampton District Attorney's Office, and the Hampton District Attorney's Office Murder Unit. In a statement, Hampton District Attorney Anthony Galuni extended his sympathies to Papalato's family. Papalato played itself and got smoked.
Answers for Western Massachusetts. This is Western Mass News.
We begin with still developing news as we get new information on a deadly shooting we've been following in Chicopee. Thanks for joining us for Western Mass News at 6 on this Friday. I'm Chris Pisano.
And I'm Abby Carnevale. We've learned a man attempting to rob a store was the person shot and killed about 24 hours ago. And Western Mass News reporter Reagan Lockery joins us live in studio with the very latest. Reagan?
Abby and Chris, all of this unfolded yesterday at a shop on Montgomery Street. Investigators released new information within the past few hours. I spoke with Chicopee Mayor John View about this deadly shooting happening in his city. This was the scene on Montgomery Street in Chicopee when our Western Mass News crews arrived Thursday night. You can see there was a heavy police presence in the area of Zane's Smoke Shop and Convenience Store around 6 p.m. We've since learned this was the scene of a shooting during an armed robbery attempt. Investigators tell us when officers arrived, they discovered two men, one of them suffering from a gunshot wound. And their initial report suggests the person who was shot was attempting to rob the store. He has been identified as 53-year-old Robert Papalardo of South Hadley, and he did die from his injuries.
Anytime that there's violent crime, no matter what time of day it is, it's concerning. You know, we as a city, are concerned.
I spoke with Chicopee Mayor John View following this alarming incident. While he couldn't speak to the specifics of this case, he tells us his goal is always to keep the city safe.
We really focused on community policing in our center, Chicopee Center, and also in the Willimantic section, where we're really trying to build relationships with the PD and the neighbors, the stakeholders, and the people who live there. And the focus is in the future to continue to build those community policing substations throughout the 5 villages of Chicopee.
To combat crime and violence, Mayor View tells Western Mass News the city has recently invested in a camera system that uses AI. It's called Fusus, which he describes as a modern version of a neighborhood crime watch.
It focuses on the camera system that we have and allows for the private sector cameras to have opportunity to get involved as well, to have real-time footage on your phone for a police officer who may be called to a scene, I think is something very special.
And when it comes to keeping Chicopee safe, so far Mayor View feels this new software has been worth the investment.
We've already used it, when the little boy was abducted and the car was stolen. It was a valuable resource to use, and glad that turned out okay.
There's no word on potential charges in this case. However, the Chicopee Police Department tells us they are working with the Hampton District Attorney's Office on this still ongoing investigation. Reporting live in studio, Reagan Lockery for Western Mass News.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Chicopee. Massachusetts, which got some buzzard ass gun laws. You see, they mayor was trying everything to avoid saying something about the Second Amendment, that someone had the means to defend themselves. He talking about the police and what they got technology, and ain't none of that shit mattered. None of that technology and none of that shit he was talking about was gonna save that man's life, right? When you only got seconds to save your life, the police are only minutes away. This man came up in there trying to rob something. I think it was a smoke shop and a convenience store. 53 years old, man. If you ain't then came up by then, bro, it's over with. All that robbing shit, who you tripping? You too old for that shit, homeboy. See what he got you. Attention gives you time, time gives you options. Keep your head on the swivel out here, man. I'm always paying attention to my world, so don't run up or your ass might be having a conversation with Papa Lardo. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Driver claims self-defense after fatal road rage shooting in Deltona. One driver is dead following the Deltona road rage shooting, and the person who shot him is claiming self-defense. The incident unfolded on Thursday night after deputies received multiple 911 calls regarding the shooting near Fisher Drive and Leland Drive. According to deputies, the shooter said he passed a white Dodge Charger that slowed down in front of him on Denbury Avenue. In response, the Charger driver followed him closely with his high beams. After some time, the Charger backed off and continued on his way. The Charger then reappeared speeding up, pulling up in front of the other driver to cut him off. The Charger driver then got out his car and began yelling with a gun in his hand. When the alleged shooter saw the Charger driver raising the gun, he told deputies he feared for his life and fired several rounds from his own weapon. A witness gave a statement matching that of the shooter. The man who died was identified as 34-year-old Keon Ashley of Deltona. No other details have been released. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is with people in this road rage shit out here, boy, but that's sure enough way to get your cat peeled.
Road rage incident in Deltona. And deputies say the person who pulled the trigger is not being charged now. Fox 35's Chris Lindsay joins us live from the scene tonight. So, Chris, the sheriff says the shooter felt he had no choice.
Yes, he says he believes the shooter did everything he could to de-escalate the situation. The sheriff saying he thinks this entire thing could have been avoided.
I was cut off by a Charger. He got out with his gun.
This should never have happened, you know. A mother should not be grieving the loss of her son. A case of road rage.
I mean, it's totally here right now.
It's a sad situation. I mean, you know, you have a 37-year-old lost his life over something so trivial. It all started on DeBerry Avenue in Deltona on Thursday night, where Sheriff Chitwood says the driver of a Toyota passed a 37-year-old man named Kenyon Ashley who was driving a white Dodge Charger. That driver says Ashley began to follow him closely with his high beams on. After losing sight of him for a few moments, witnesses say they saw Ashley reappear past the Toyota in the wrong lane of traffic, cut the Toyota off so the guy can't go anywhere. That's when the sheriff says Ashley is out of the Charger with a gun in his hand. He hears the operator of the Toyota, our shooter, say, "I'm not looking for any trouble, man. I'm not looking for any trouble," and start to back away the car, start to back the car away. Our deceased keeps approaching him and points a handgun at him. At that time, the operator of the Toyota opens fire. shooting and killing him. Witnesses claim Ashley pointed his gun at the other driver. When you're pointing a gun at somebody, something bad's going to happen. That driver then emptied the clip in his 9mm handgun, killing Ashley. In any situation where you're using deadly force, you need to get staying on the scene, calling 911. Obviously, this guy, our shooter in this case, attempted to render first aid. Now, both guns were recovered on the scene here on Leland Drive. And as you said, there have been no charges filed. They said they don't have evidence at this time to file any, but it is still being looked into by the state attorney's office, so things could possibly change. Reporting live in Volusia County, Chris Lindsay, Fox 35 News.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Deltona, Florida. Shit. Constitutional carry all day. It's my state. Born and raised in the county of Dade. Man, road rage never ends well. That shit always ends bad, right? And most of the time, and especially if not 99% of the time, it ain't never worth the shit that you going through about some goddamn road rage. Here you go when to cut the man back off, jump out with your gun, and got your ass left right there. He tried to render you aid. I wouldn't have tried to render you shit, right? You had an opportunity to leave that whole shit alone, but you ain't leave the shit alone, right? And then even when you jumped out on the man, he told you he ain't want no problems and still tried to back away. And because of that, you thought you could just go in and got your ass hit up. Get drunk with the power of having a gun will get you fucked up real fast, faster than you think. Because most people who don't act wild with their gun know how to use it way better than you do. A person who trying to avoid the shit, trying to avoid it because they know what's finna happen. Some people don't deserve to carry a gun, even though I'm a strong advocate of everybody carrying. So people who tend to get in the wrong range or have hot tempers when they drive, learn from this shit right here, boy. Cause don't pull up on me with the road rage shit, or your ass gonna be laying out there in the street next to Kenyon. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Newport News shooting that left 2 dead was domestic, police chief said. Newport News shooting that left 2 dead was domestic. A shooting in Newport News that left 2 dead and another injured Wednesday night stemmed from an argument about family matters. The shooting happened on the 700 block on 16th Street and East End, where officers arrived and found 3 men suffering from gunshot wounds. One of the men was pronounced dead at the scene. Drew identified him as Tracy Williams. A second man, Delonte Taylor, 25 years old, was taken to a local hospital where he later died. The third man was taken to the hospital as well. He is expected to survive. Describing the shooting as a domestic, Drew said in a Thursday news conference, and the argument about family matters inside a home Wednesday night escalated when Williams left and returned with a gun. According to police chief, Williams fired his weapon, resulting in Taylor returning fire in self-defense. Investigators believe the men fatally shot each other, and that Williams also shot another unidentified man in the home. Drew identified Williams as the boyfriend of Taylor's mother. A car believed to be owned by Williams was towed by authorities. Detectives reported finding 2 guns, several rounds, and shell casings inside. Neighbors like Frankie Williams want the violence to end altogether. I hear you, Frankie. Shit ugly out here in the streets, man. You gotta keep that heat on you, my man.
Also now at 6, a family tragedy in Newport News. 2 people are dead after a late-night triple shooting. Tonight, Police are talking about the chain of events leading to the gunfire. Good evening and thank you for joining us. A normally quiet Newport News neighborhood is shaken by a round of gunfire that left 2 people dead. We first brought you this story from 16th Street last night at 11. Police say 2 men were killed. A 3rd person went to the hospital for injuries. And this afternoon, they updated us on where this investigation stands. 10 on your side's Andy Fox has the new information for us tonight. Andy?
Yeah, Tom, I just spoke with the mother, and she says that this whole incident started by an argument about the son that lived and his using her car. And she also says that it was the son that was not killed that was the target of the attack. Inside this house on 16th Street, Newport News, a domestic argument turned fatal.
When you pull that trigger, you can't take that bullet back.
A mother, her boyfriend, and one of her 2 sons live in the house.
People could have walked away. You know, there's no argument worth that.
But there was an argument. Newport News Police Chief Steve Drew says the boyfriend, Tracy Williams, was the aggressor. The mother's son, Delonte Taylor, known as Tay, also had a gun.
And I think it escalated, and Mr. Williams leaves, comes back with a firearm, starts firing, and Mr. Taylor returns fire, and regrettably, we have the loss of life of 2 individuals today.
Taylor would die at hospital. His brother, still alive, shot in the leg.
Better decisions or de-escalation methods or coping could have maybe prevented.
But it did escalate. Bruce Spratley was a fishing buddy with Williams, whose nickname is Mimi.
It is. It's really sad. It's heartbreaking that somebody that close, right, your neighbors, that happened to them, you know.
And when I spoke with her, she was cleaning up the blood at the front door.
That's sad.
I see a tear on your cheek. Frankie Williams lives in the neighborhood. Emotional.
You know, I just hate to see it, man. People killing people like this, man. It need to come to a stop.
Now, Tracy Williams, they got a search warrant for Tracy Williams' car. They found 2 guns in there, also ammunition. The guns that were seized in this incident, along with the shell casings, will all be checked to see if they are connected to any other crimes. In Newport News, Andy Fox, 10 on your side.
And we can see, though it's a domestic case, it looks like this does affect the entire neighborhood. Thank you, Andy. We'll continue to follow this story and post any updates for you as we get them on wavy.com.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Virginia. This man Tracy a goddamn clown. What you is, 54 years old? You too old for this shit, bro. If that man wanted to do something to you, he could have shot you before you left. Obviously, he already had the gun with him. But you leave when you should have took that opportunity to de-escalate the situation. You come back and produce a firearm with the bullshit. Now you dead and this man dead. At least he returned fire and got off and took your puss ass with him. You gotta have a different mindset when you start carrying the gun, man. All this ego battle and bullshit, blah, blah, blah shit, that shit is over, right? You chose that when you start carrying the gun. You always gotta be the bigger person. There's no other way around that shit, bro. Right? Your gun is last result. It's not to initiate shit. But some people out here just don't never learn until they ass stinking like Tracy. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Pittsburgh area woman shoots and kills home intruder. A Beaver County woman shot and killed the man who broke into her home in the middle of the night. The door to her basement opened, and there stands this guy who she had no idea who he was, and she ended up shooting him 3 times and killing him. Beaver County District Attorney Nate Bible said the district attorney described the terrifying moments inside the home on 10th Avenue in Beaver Falls on Wednesday. The homeowner showed KDKA-TV the basement window the man busted open to get inside the home. The woman armed with a 9mm handgun went downstairs after hearing noises and came face to face with the stranger. Beaver Falls police said the homeowner then fired 3 shots, killing the intruder. Officials later identified him as Brett Farmer, 49 years old. The incident happened around 5 a.m. Yellow tape blocked off the area as detectives worked the scene, gathering evidence around the property. The woman was questioned by the police, then released. Bible said the woman legally owned the gun. At this time, she is not being charged with anything. Everything was properly done, said Bible. You obviously have the right to protect your home when somebody breaks in. Now that's no bullshit right there, Bible. He had to get that work, my boy.
New details tonight about a local woman who police say shot and killed a man who broke into her home in the middle of the night. KDKA's Jennifer Barrasso spoke with that woman and the Beaver County District Attorney about whether she could face charges.
The door to her basement opened, and there stands this guy who she had no idea who she was or who he was, and she ended up shooting him 3 times and killing him.
Beaver County District Attorney Nate Bible describing the terrifying moments inside this home on 10th Avenue in Beaver Falls. The homeowner, too shaken and scared to talk on camera, showed us the tiny basement window a man busted open and crawled through. Armed with her 9mm, the woman woke up to noises, went downstairs, and came face to face with a stranger. She pulled the trigger 3 times, killing him.
Did she do the right thing?
I think so. I mean, in that situation, well, from a legal standpoint, yes, she did nothing wrong.
Pennsylvania follows the castle doctrine, which means a person's home can be defended by deadly force to protect against an intruder. Beaver Falls police and county detectives are investigating, but Bible says he doesn't believe they'll request criminal charges.
Someone enters your house, they're making that conscious decision that they're there to steal from you or hurt you in other ways, and you have that right to protect yourself with deadly force.
Neighbor Julian Jackson feels for his neighbor.
I know no one wants to be in a position where you have to take someone else's life. That's got to be the hardest thing in the world. You have to live with that the rest of your life.
I asked DA Bible what people should do to protect themselves if they don't have a gun.
There are classes to learn, self-defense, like I said, get a big dog to help you. But, and I guess outside of even having a firearm, I mean, anything can be used as a weapon.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Pennsylvania, out there in Pittsburgh. Well, I swear, every time it's out there, out that way, it's a female doing work. But Bible, they asking them, what should you do if you don't have a gun? Now they want to talk about classes and self-defense and throwing plates at motherfuckers, man. You got to have a home defense weapon, right? Ain't no other way around it. You want to protect you want to protect your family, have your home defense weapon. I recommend an AR-15. It's easy to use, hardly no recoil at all. You can teach a person how to use it. It's a great home defense weapon. Or like she did, 9mm, pick your poison. But you know how I'm getting down. It's going to be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing if my burglar alarm starts ringing. Man, it's your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. I'm gonna make your mother cry. Man charged in Frazier shooting. An arrest have been made following the shooting in Frazier that leaves one man fighting for his life. Memphis police identified Davion Walker, 37, as a person who shot another man along Bone Street Wednesday. He's charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault and was given a $75,000 bond. According to the affidavit, officers arrived at the scene around 12:30 a.m. One victim told the police her boyfriend and Walker got into an argument that later turned physical. She says while she and her boyfriend were in the driveway, Walker walked up to the man and told him, "I'm going to make your mother cry." That's when Walker allegedly pulled out a gun and started shooting at the victims. Both victims and Walker exchanged gunfire, resulting in the victim getting shot in his leg. He was taken to the hospital in stable condition. The victim's girlfriend later identified Walker as the person who allegedly fired shots. Davion Walker is set to appear in court Friday morning. That's why I carry every day, all day, for situations just like this.
Your news leader is learning an arrest has been made in a shooting that happened in Frazier earlier this week. The attack left one man fighting for his life. WREG's Jessica Knox is live this morning. And Jessica, the alleged gunman is set to appear before a judge in just a matter of hours.
Good morning, Jarita. Yes, this morning we are learning what led up to a shooting and the man allegedly responsible for pulling the trigger. Memphis police has identified Davion Walker as the person who shot another man along Bone Street. According to the affidavit, officers arrived to the scene around 12:30 Wednesday morning. One victim tells police her boyfriend and Walker got into a verbal argument that later turned physical. She says while her and her boyfriend were in the driveway, Walker walked up to the man and told him, quote, "I'm going to make your mother cry," during the altercation. That's when Walker pulled out a gun and started shooting at the victims. Both the male victim and Walker exchanged gunfire, resulting in the victim suffering a gunshot wound in his leg. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Walker was later identified by the victim's girlfriend as the person who allegedly fired shots at them. Walker is facing 2 counts of aggravated assault. Of course, we will give you all the updates about Walker's court appearance today. For now, reporting live for your news leader in downtown Memphis, I'm Jessica Knox, WREG News, Channel 3.
I'm going to make your mother cry. That's what witnesses say a man said before he started shooting and shot someone in Memphis overnight. Low down. Memphis police tell Fox 13 that shooting happened in Frazier on Boone Street just after midnight. A witness said it started with an argument. And police say that when they found the victim, there were multiple shell casings around him. And a car was shot up. Fortunately, the victim is in non-critical condition, but the man said, "I'm going to make your mother cry." That's horrible.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Memphis? Dude just walking up on you, talking about he gonna make somebody mama cry. See, this is why it's good to train with your firearm, boy, so you can be efficient with your gun. Walking up on people, because if he wouldn't have had a gun, obviously he probably would have been dead. They exchanged gunfire, but speed and accuracy counts in the gunfight. Whoever gets hit first, most likely to lose the gunfight. So it's important that you train with your gun, have the right mindset and the attitude. So when dudes like this play games, you can put their ass in the dirt. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, They just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Two would-be victims in two separate crimes fight back and shoot suspects. Would-be victims in two separate crimes Thursday morning reacted in one San Antonio police sergeant said he has been seeing more often lately. In both cases, police say those victims used a gun to stop the crime, shooting and wounding the suspects. It does seem there's a spike in these type of activities, said Sergeant Andrew Valley, as he investigated the second shooting of the morning. In that case, Valley says the man who lives in an apartment on the 8700 block on Marbach told officers he used a gun to stop an intruder. The man said a stranger tried to force his way into his home after 7:30 a.m. and he told the person, "What are you doing? You don't live here." That person said, "No, I do." Valley said the man was shot and was taken to a hospital for treatment of non-life-threatening gunshot wound to his stomach. The shooting happened just a few hours after the homeowner on the 400 block of General Kruger shot two men who he said was stealing from him. According to the police, the homeowner noticed the two suspects on surveillance cameras around 5 a.m. Then confronted them. He told officers this was the second time the suspects had come into his home to steal roofing materials in his driveway. A police report later said the two suspects, a 32-year-old and a 42-year-old, were arrested for theft charges. It also said investigators have determined the homeowner was justified in shooting them and would not be facing charges. That's what I'm talking about. Second Amendment, baby.
First at 5, quite a few would-be crime victims lately seem to have taken on the job of crime fighters instead.
San Antonio police are now investigating two shootings today alone. Both of them involve people taking aim at robbery suspects outside their homes.
Katrina Weber shows us what led them to pull the trigger and why some say they did the right thing.
In two different neighborhoods are similar scenes: police, yellow tape, and people who say they were defending their property. On General Kruger, a homeowner told officers he shot two men around 5:30 this morning who he saw on surveillance cameras stealing roofing supplies from outside his home. One was hit in the backside, the other in the leg. Later on Marbach Road, another man said he shot a stranger in the stomach as he tried to force his way into his apartment.
They told that person, "What are you doing? You don't live here." And that person says, "No, I do." And they were trying to get in.
Police say lately they've seen several would-be victims taking action on their own. We've had stories about car owners shooting burglary suspects, including one on Caribou Creek. This week, the suspected burglar in that case was brought up on criminal charges.
It does seem there's a spike in these types of activities. There's probably not just one factor. There's probably a lot of things.
We are in fear of our lives in this community.
Jermaine Nolly, who saw the aftermath of the apartment shooting, says he knows how the tenant felt.
To defend yourself and defend your place that you live in at, I don't see where it's wrong at.
But in these situations, police make the final call. While each case is different, what happens right after is always the same. Police say they have to do a thorough investigation to determine if the shooting was justified.
Just to take statements and make sure everything was done correctly the way it should have been.
To avoid this, police say it's best to call 911 if possible and let them do the crime fighting. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in San Antonio. I'm telling you, Texas becoming my top state, man. I'm telling you, I'm fucking with Texas all the way. They don't be bullshitting out there. A home defense weapon is key, I'm telling you, because what if that man would have tried to run in your house telling you he lived there? Do you have the means to defend yourself? That's something you need to think about. See, I love the law in Texas where you can defend your property at night. As long as it's nighttime, a bitch can be stealing a bicycle off your porch and you can give it to him. And that's just how that shit gotta be sometimes, you know. People tired of playing with people out here, man. So y'all look out for me in Texas, man. I just might be moving right on in. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hating. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Suspect charged in fatal gun sale robbery turned shoot. A man has been charged with murder after his friend was killed during a botched robbery. Mario Durte, 20 years old, has been arrested and charged with murder of his friend, Martin Henderson, after Martin was killed in a robbery turned shooting stemming from a late night gun sale. Courts alleged that around 8 p.m. on April 12th, outside of an apartment complex at 8700 Star Ranch, the suspect Henderson and the suspect's sister Yasmin Durte met with two individuals for what appeared to be a sale of a Glock handgun. The three were sitting in the black Buick sedan outside of the complex leasing office when two individuals arrived at the location in a black BMW to purchase the gun that Durte had listed for sale. Durte then allegedly asked the buyer to leave the vehicle. The buyer agreed and left the BMW. The driver of the BMW became suspicious of Durte and pulled this handgun from the center console, placing it on his lap. The buyer and Durte continued to negotiate. Durte then allegedly loaded the firearm and pointed it at the buyer's stomach. The buyer quickly fled the Buick and ran to the BMW. The driver of the BMW made eye contact with Durte and out of fear of being shot, raised his firearm and fired at Durte. He was struck multiple times in his legs, and Henderson, who was behind him in the passenger seat of the Buick, was hit in the head. Martin Henderson was taken to the hospital where he was later pronounced dead. The buyer of the BMW fled the scene and called 911. Yasmin fled the scene with the firearms. The firearms, including the bloody Glock 27, were recovered from Yasmin's apartment. Mario Durte has been charged with the murder and the death of Martin Henderson. He is currently in custody at Bexar County Jail with a $100,000 bond, right where he need to be. These late night gun sales, they don't end up well, though.
And we begin tonight with breaking news at 10. Bexar County deputies are investigating a shooting in Leon Springs. Tonight, we know two people were shot at an apartment complex. Let's get right to KENS 5 reporter Meredith Haas, who is live tonight. Meredith, what can you tell us?
Yeah, good evening. So those two people are in critical condition. Leon Springs fire chief telling me one was shot in the head while the other person was shot all over the body. Their car is all the way up there. You can see units are still working the scene. EMS, fire, police, deputies, they've been in and out of here. The residents at Hill at Fair Oaks, they've been waiting for over an hour now to get into their apartment complex. Everything up to that point where you see that EMS truck backing up is blocked off. Now, here's what officials tell me. They say that they knew two people were in this car and they were shot at. They know that two vehicles were involved in this shooting, but we know that the two people in that car, they were shot at, and we know another person was in that car, but it was a 22-year-old woman who was not shot at. So two people are in critical condition tonight. They've been taken to the hospital while the other person in that car was okay. Now, reports were coming in from Leon Springs fire chief. He tells us a 15-year-old was up the street. He was feeling lightheaded, dizzy, but we don't know if that's connected to this case. But right now, two people are in critical condition in Leon Springs after being shot at. One person in the head and one person all over the body. We'll be out here with more information as this investigation continues. Live in Leon Springs, I'm Meredith Haas, KENS 5.
Botched gun sale on the far north side ends with a shooting, leaving 2 people in critical condition. We brought you this story as breaking news in last night's newscast. It happened right before 9 o'clock off Star Ranch Road near Fair Oaks. Sheriff Javier Salazar says a group of 3 people were trying to sell a gun to a 15-year-old and a 20-year-old. Now, at some point, the deal went south and the 2 suspects started shooting at the group of 3 who were selling the gun.
One with the 2 shooting victims began to flee. It appears that the others gave chase. At that point, the 2 victims were shot.
One of the victims was shot in the head. The other of the victims shot a number of times. At last check, both were in critical condition. Deputies arrested the 15-year-old and the 20-year-old shortly after that incident. Both will face aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charge.
Yeah, man, so you see how they get down out there in Berlin, Texas? Gun sale going wrong. Homeboy got suspicious when he asked the other dude to get in the car with him, just like I would've got suspicious. Playing around in Texas and got that smoke. Now you finna get charged with your friend murder. You got your sister in the car with you. Tell women stay at home, don't get mixed up in man business. You almost could've got your sister killed and almost got your dumb ass killed, but got your friend killed. Now you going to jail for his murder for what? $500, cuz? You serious? You can't be for real. What made you wake up today and say, I'm finna go spend the rest of my life in jail for $500? This is like the 5th time I done seen the gun sale go wrong. Don't sell guns to people you don't know. Some people gotta learn from other people's mistakes. These cats out here wildin', man. Keep your head on the swivel for you end up like Henderson. Man, it's your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These folk out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Terre Haute man recounts defending himself doing heroin driveway assault. A Terre Haute man is on the mend after a puzzling incident left him with a destroyed Corvette and a broken leg. Ron May and his girlfriend was returning from a night out at the casino about 11 p.m. on Saturday, April 20th, when he noticed an unknown pickup truck following him in his driveway. After May got out of his Corvette, he says he heard the driver let out a battle cry before accelerating. May jumped on the top of his car, avoiding being struck, and fired roughly 10 shots into the pickup truck. The driver, who was completely naked, climbed out of the driver's side and ran away. The assailant was later identified as a 35-year-old man from Bloomington named Dustin Roker. Roker was injured by May's gunfire and is currently in the hospital recovering with non-life-threatening injuries. He is being charged with attempted murder, criminal recklessness, auto theft, and resisting law enforcement. May's girlfriend, who was also in the car when it was rammed, sustained minor injuries. May, on the other hand, had broken bones to his shin and also sustained several lacerations as the result of the impact. Attention gives you time, time gives you options.
Patrice Rondrell, the victim Ron May, describes this incident as pure chaos. In the video which we are about to show you, May uses his cat-like reflexes to avoid being more seriously hurt. We do have to warn you, in the video we are about to show you, which shows the assault in its entirety, could be potentially disturbing to some of our viewers. That man that you saw jump out of the way was Ron May. May and his girlfriend had spent some time at the casino and were returning home in May's Corvette to watch a movie. May says his drive home was uneventful, that is, until a red pickup truck pulled up behind him in the driveway.
Didn't know what was going on.
So I did put my pistol in my right front pocket. I told my girl to stay in the car, and I just stood outside the car to see who it was. At this point, I didn't know, did he just want some directions? I had no idea what his intentions were.
After May got out of his car, the truck rammed May at full speed.
There's just one man in the vehicle, and at that point, he just let out some kind of battle cry and just floored his vehicle. The thing I could do is jump, take the impact, and then I pulled my pistol at the same time and defended myself.
Police say the driver of the pickup was a 35-year-old man from Bloomington, Indiana named Dustin Roker. But that is not all. Roker was completely naked during the entire exchange.
The police officer, when they got here, that I was fairly certain that the man was naked. I mean, at the time, I had no idea. I could tell he had a shirt off in the truck is all I could see.
May broke his right shin in the assault, and his girlfriend received minor scrapes and bruises. May is still shocked by the whole situation.
Take no day for granted. You have no idea what's coming your way. Definitely be vigilant, mind your surroundings, and you always have to be ready.
Now, Roker is currently in the hospital recovering from gunshot wounds sustained during the exchange. He is being charged with attempted murder, criminal recklessness, resisting law enforcement, and auto theft. Reporting live in the newsroom, Ben Verbanek, News 10.
And amazing. Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Indiana. I don't know what type of drugs they selling these dudes these days. Riding around butt naked in trucks trying to run people over. Lucky that man had the pistol on him. You know, if you looked at the video, by the time he pulled the gun, the truck hadn't already hit the car. So lucky he was able to get out the way of it. Boy, you gotta keep it on you, I'm telling you. Shit wild out here these days. 1 minute you and your lady chilling, having a good time at the casino. Next thing you know, it's somebody butt naked in a truck in your driveway. I'm telling you, you can't make this shit up. Straight out of Hollywood. Man, it's your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time. You never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Homeowner shoots suspect during attempted break-in. One suspect has been shot and another is in custody after they tried to break into a home Monday morning. According to the police in Sunrise, 2 suspects were trying to force their way into a home when the homeowner opened fire, striking one of them. Officers responded and took both suspects into custody, one of whom was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The home invasion victim didn't want to talk on camera but said the suspects rang his doorbell at 4 a.m. He didn't answer but says that they came through the back door and cornered him. He said he did not know who the man were and doesn't know if his roommates knew them either. Following the home invasion, crime scene tape was strung across the Surprise neighborhood. Those sites left those who called this area home on the edge. Despite investigators saying there's no threat in the community, neighbors like Nancy McCraven, it's frightening, but it's happening in all different neighborhoods. A neighbor named Kathy said, there is no safe place. Kathy, that's why you gotta have a home defense weapon. So when they run in your crib, you can do work.
Neighbors are in shock learning 2 suspects forced their way into one of these homes in this Surprise neighborhood here. Police say that's when the homeowner opened fire, striking at least one of those suspects. In the early hours of the morning, neighbors slowly began waking up to find their homes surrounded by evidence, crime scene tape, and investigators.
I woke up around like 3:30, and then I was just getting ready in my room, and then I heard sirens coming. I didn't think it was a huge deal until I heard them get closer to our house.
People who live here say they are shaken and on edge after learning a homeowner shot a suspect during an attempted break-in.
So I've been 2 doors down. You never know who it could be next. So I feel like everyone's going to start to raise their security awareness.
It's almost, unthinkable. Especially in the early morning hours.
Police haven't named the 2 suspects, only saying both are in custody, and the one who was shot is expected to be okay.
You never think it's going to happen, especially in a nice, quiet neighborhood like this, and it's always quiet.
With so many questions still lingering, families can't help but think about what they would do in this situation.
It's terrifying because I've got kids home. If it happened to me, I don't know how I would have dealt with it.
Police say this is very much an active investigation. As soon as we learn more information, we'll be sure to keep you updated on air and online. Reporting in Surprise, Alexis Dominguez for Arizona's Family.
A home invasion attempt in the West Valley ends with one of the suspects being shot by someone inside the home. Fox 10's Lauren Clark has the details.
Did speak to the resident inside the home at that time. He didn't want to go on camera because he was still shooken up about the incident. But he told me a little bit about what happened. He said around 4 a.m., 2 men rung the door outside his home. He said he was the only person home and didn't answer it. That's when he said the 2 men made the way into his home through the back door. And he said he was cornered. He said he doesn't know who these men are, and it's unclear if his roommates do, though, at this time. Crime scene tapes strung across a Surprise neighborhood. Detectives gathering evidence. Command cars parked in streets. Sites leaving those who call this area off of 140th Avenue in Waddell home on edge.
Pretty shocking because this is a neighborhood where you could usually leave your cars unlocked. Nothing like that happens here.
It happened early this morning. Surprise police say 2 suspects attempted to break into a home. Officers believed a resident inside fired a gun, striking one of the suspects who is expected to survive. Both suspects are currently in custody. And despite investigators saying there's no threat to the community, neighbors like Nancy McCraven, who chose not to show her face a few doors down.
Why down there? Why that house? What were they looking for?
Still have some questions and concerns.
It's quite scary. Quite scary.
A sentiment that's echoed by her neighbors.
Lock your windows, lock your doors, keep your cars locked, get a guard dog.
It's frightening, but it happens in all the different neighborhoods. There is no safe place.
Police wrapped up their investigation here about 3 hours ago. Reporting here in Surprise, Lauren Clark, Fox 10 News.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Arizona. You know what surprised me? That neighbors are always surprised that shit happened in their neighborhood. Oh, I thought this is a quiet neighborhood. Expect the unexpected. Murphy's Law, what can go wrong will go wrong. You're supposed to have your home defense weapon. You don't put on your seatbelt right before you get into a car accident. You put it on before to prevent getting hurt. It's the same thing when it comes to a weapon. I wouldn't give a fuck if I had an apartment right inside the White House with snipers on the roof and guards at the front door, and I still have my home defense weapon, boy. Never let the daylight deceive. And then the neighbors talking about why was they going down there? What they picked their house for? That's what you concerned about? You should be concerned about people running up in bitches' houses in this neighborhood. I take steps for these type of situations. So if you come inside my crib, your ass gonna take the room temperature challenge. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Family identifies teen shot to death during fight in South LA. The family of a teen shot to death during a fight on April 15th have identified him. Elijah McGinnis, 15, a student at Washington Preparatory High School, was shot to death near a bus stop at an intersection of 108 and Western during a fight captured on video. The video depicts an unidentified student being sucker punched by one of the more than 24 teens gathered at the bus stop. While attempting to walk away, the group then pounces on the boy, who falls to the ground and in an attempt to save his life, pulls out a gun and fires 3 shots that hit McGinnis, who is seen being directly in front of him at the time. McGinnis was rushed to the local hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. The unidentified man who shot McGinnis was taken into custody. McGinnis' mother, Denise Queen, pushed back against the allegation, saying her son was the victim. There's no justification for that young man being sucker punched and assaulted by a group of young kids attacking him, and had every right to defend himself, which is a tragedy to all parties involved, said Ali when reached for a comment. The larger issue is how to de-escalate these issues and divert young people from choosing to physically attack each other and opposed to talking with one another and resolving their issues. They jumped that man, sucker punched him. Boy, that's the definition of fuck around and find out.
Boy shot and killed in South LA. This happened when a fight broke out next to a bus stop near 2 high schools in the area. The location here, Western Avenue and 108th Street in the Westmont area. NBC4's Anastasia Olmos live at the scene, which is still active out there tonight. Anastasia?
That's right, Colleen. Going on 7 hours now of an investigation, and we now know that that teen, he did pass away. Deputies, they say that they recovered a gun, and you can see behind me that they're still trying to piece together this scene. You can see some clothes and some shoes down on the ground there, as deputies and detectives here still have Western and 108th closed off. Now, South LA Sheriff's deputies responded to gunshots on Western and 108th just before 4 p.m. When they arrived, they found nearly 50 teens gathered and one boy suffering from a gunshot wound. Paramedics loaded the teen into an ambulance. An employee at a nearby business here told us she saw the whole thing unfold, saying that they looked like, quote, kids. The location is just minutes walking distance from 2 high schools. Teach Preparatory High School is on the other side of 108th Street here, less than 500 feet. And George Washington Prep High School is less than half a mile down 108th. We did reach out to both schools, but did not hear back tonight. LA County Sheriff's homicide detective tells us that nearby schools did have staff out here, but that's not always enough to stop these kinds of tragedies.
Unfortunately, with these fights, we never know when somebody is armed. During these situations, I do believe that there is always school personnel out here. There is security, but unfortunately, with these fights, we never know.
Detectives say they detained 2 people at the scene, but they could not tell us if they are also teens because they hadn't been able to interview them yet. We also spoke with a woman who came out here. She lives nearby. She described the scene as babies, and she said that it's sad to know that a parent got a phone call from hell that their child did pass away today. As you can see, the Sheriff's Department is still trying to piece together what happened. They are asking anyone with information to please contact the homicide detectives. Reporting live in Westmont, I'm Anastasia Olmos, NBC4
Yeah,
News.
man. So you see how they getting down out there in LA? Well, I'm telling you, California coming up on the channel more often now. Seems like more people in California carry guns than I thought. I don't know about LA gun laws too much, but I know down here in Florida, we got stand your ground. Plus, you outnumbered. You got to know your gun laws in your state. If you outnumbered, boy, your life can be in danger. That gives you justification to use deadly force, boy. They jumped the man was what they come to. 20, 15, 16 people on one. They wouldn't have had to knock me down for me to start shooting first. The odds already against you. Now his mama want him to be the victim. Somebody should have told that Jit Elijah shit real in the field. Man, it's your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Man shoots two 16-year-olds who beat and robbed him. A 16-year-old is dead and another juvenile is injured after they were shot by a man who they beat and robbed in Southwest Houston apartment complex Wednesday night. This happened at an apartment complex on Corporate Drive near Sam Houston Tollway and Beechnut Street shortly before 11 p.m. According to the Houston Police Department, the two 16-year-olds met with a 19-year-old for an apparent drug deal. Investigators say the juvenile beat him with brass knuckles and then robbed him. They ordered the guy to grab valuables from his apartment and hand them over. Instead, his mother was inside the apartment and handed him a gun. Police said he went back outside and the teen started threatening his mother, so he shot them both. One died at the scene and the other was rushed to the area hospital with non-life-threatening injury. Their names haven't been released. The shooter was also taken to an area hospital for his injuries. It is unclear whether the shooter will face any charges. Or it's very clear, that man ain't facing no charges. They beat him with brass knuckles, got their ass hit up.
Tonight, a grieving family is opening up to ABC 13 after a 16-year-old was shot and killed last night in what Houston police believe may have been a drug deal gone wrong.
They say the teen was one of two people who were allegedly assaulting and robbing a man, and that man may have been acting in self-defense. Now, all of this went down on Corporate Drive in Sharpstown. That's where ABC 13's Rosie Wynn is joining us live there. Rosie, good evening.
The family of Joseph Pineda Cortez tells me they don't know exactly what led up to the shooting or why things went down the way that they did. As you can imagine, they are going through a range of emotions right now. The person who Houston police say shot and killed him isn't facing any charges and hasn't been arrested at this time, and it's unclear if he ever will be in the future.
Sad. Super sad.
A mother left nearly speechless after losing her son, Joseph Pineda Cortez, last night. Houston police tell us two 16-year-olds were assaulting a 19-year-old man with brass knuckles at the El Paraiso apartments on Corporate Drive, where he lives. Investigators say they ordered him to go to his apartment and bring them anything of value.
He was met at the door by his mother, who handed him a firearm. The suspects then began demanding those belongings and threatening his mother and the complainant again. He opened fire, striking both suspects.
Neighbor Brian Payne lives nearby and says he was home when this all happened.
I was laying in bed, heard gunshots, and when I came out here, saw someone laying right here face down on the ground. I went checked for a pulse, and he was already dead.
Kenia Cortez identified the teenager who died to ABC 13 as her son Joseph. She says their family with 6 children are from Honduras and live just right across the street from where this happened. Her 9-year-old daughter, who helped us translate, explains how this incident has impacted their family.
My sister, the one that was with me yesterday, her birthday is today, and she was super sad because he died on her birthday. Yeah, I'm 9. And I'm 9 and my sister is 13.
This happening just 4 days after another shooting at the same apartment complex. HPD says a 7-year-old boy who was on the sidewalk was hit during a shooting between two drivers. He is recovering after being transported to the hospital. As for this case, we're told the other 16-year-old will survive his injuries after being taken to the hospital. HPD won't release the shooter's name to us because they say he has not been charged or arrested. Reporting in Sharpstown, Rosie Wynn, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Yeah, man, so you see how they getting down out there in Houston? You know, Houston, they stay doing work out there in Texas, right? I just might fuck around and move out there, right? But it's another jit out here tripping. 2 jits running up, beating the man with brass knuckles. He was kind of young himself, damn near. See, but they ain't expect this old girl to hand him a pistol when he went inside the house. Fired off on him. Now, one of them dead, and the other one likely gonna get charged with the murder of his friend dying. See, they ain't telling you all that, but that's most likely how that shit gonna go down, right? Playing games for what? You trying to rob the man, he stayed in the area you stay in. Obviously, he doing just like you doing. If the man was rich, he'd be in the Hollywood Hills some goddamn well, but see, you jits ain't paying attention to that. Stay running up thinking there ain't no consequences to shit when you only 16 years old. I know people who got shoes in their closet older than that. See, and that's why just now I always keep my eye on you young cats, boy. So if your ass run up, you gonna be fuck around laying next to Joseph. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Man used a 5-foot snake to try and rob a Shell convenience store. A man is accused of attempting to rob a Shell convenience store next door to Elvis Presley's Graceland by using a 5-foot snake. Reginald Cook, 26, is charged with 2 counts of attempted aggravated robbery. Police say Cook attempted to rob the Shell on Elvis Presley Boulevard 3 times early Tuesday morning. First around 2 a.m., Cook allegedly entered the store and implied that he had a weapon but left. According to an affidavit, Cook entered the store again and demanded money from the register. The employee said Cook kept reaching into his clothing, implying that he had a gun, but Cook left the store after the victim refused to give him money. Approximately at 3:05 a.m., Cook entered the store for a 3rd time, this time with a 5-foot snake wrapped around his neck. The employee said Cook came up to the counter shouting and demanding money again. The affidavit states that the victim saw Cook reaching inside his backpack, implying that he was armed with a weapon, and then the victim pulled out his own gun in self-defense. Minutes later, officers arrived at the scene and took Cook into custody. Police said no money was taken and no one was injured. It is unclear where the snake came from and what happened to the animal. What happened to the animal? Y'all just took him to jail.
We've shared many stories about thieves trying to rob stores with knives or guns.
Yeah, that's usually the way they come. But Memphis police say a would-be thief came armed with a snake wrapped around his neck, supposedly using that as a weapon. Our Shay Simon spoke with the store owner to get to the bottom of what actually happened. Shay?
Yes, Stephanie, Greg, the owner says this was more strange than scary, but his employee pulled out a real gun until police arrived. Across Memphis, police have reported more than 500 robberies this year. Though police say 26-year-old Reginald Cook was not successful in robbing the Shell station, it's his weapon of choice that was unusual. So much so, it left some uncomfortable talking on camera. But the whole thing was caught on camera. The owner showed me surveillance video I watched as Cook stumbled in wearing a red jacket with a light-colored snake draped around his neck, holding his hands up towards the register as if he had a gun. According to this police report tracked down by WREG, Monday morning around 2 a.m., Cook walked into this store on Elvis Presley and made a purchase. 30 minutes later, he came back demanding money from the register. When he didn't get the money he wanted, he slithered back in for a 3rd time. This time with a 5-foot snake around his neck, saying, "Give me the expletive money." The owner didn't want to go on camera, but says in his 15 years here, he's never encountered anything like this. This appears to be Cook's first offense. He's now charged with 2 counts of attempted aggravated robbery. And in talking to that owner, he says that Cook's family actually came to the gas station this morning and apologized and offered to pay for any damages. Right now, he's behind bars, held on a $4,000 bond. Live in Memphis tonight, Shay Simon, WREG News, Channel 3.
All right, strange but true. Shay, thanks.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Memphis, Tennessee constitutional carry. This man that blow his mind running up in here with a snake talking about give up that money. He lucky that man ain't put hot lead in his ass in that bullshit. I visited Memphis one time for like a weekend for like 2 days. I ain't too much like Memphis. Memphis, it seemed like the type of place you would get into a shootout. And I carry every day, but I don't like to go places where I absolutely think I'ma need my gun. Yeah, Memphis just gave me an eerie feeling. I wasn't too much feeling it. But this man here, boy, you gotta look out, boy. I don't know what type of dope this man on or what type of drugs they selling out there in Memphis. So y'all people be careful. You gotta keep your grass cut low. It might be snakes in your front yard. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you because I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Police investigating after homeowner shoots carjacking suspect in Herlong area. Police are investigating the homeowner who shot a man accused of trying to carjack him in the Herlong area of Jacksonville. Neighbors say it's usually a quiet area, but for about 5 hours, police were there investigating after they said a guy ditched a stolen car and then tried to steal another one from a man who later shot him. JSO said around noon, a K9 officer tried conducting a traffic stop of a stolen car out of Swanee County on Spring Lake Drive. Police said the suspect then took off after kicking the woman out of the car. He reportedly abandoned it in a dead-end spot near the woods on Justin Road West, just before he ran towards a home on Oxbow Road. That's when JSO said the suspect held the homeowner at gunpoint while trying to carjack his car from inside the garage. Police say the suspect, a 30-year-old man, then ran across the pastor. A line described what happened to her neighbor, saying the guy told him he had guns and told him to give me your keys or I'll kill you. And he said, oh sure, but I have to step inside the house to go get it. So when he did that, he grabbed his gun instead. Police said the suspect, a 30-year-old man, then ran across the pastor in the area where the neighbors chased him down. Now that's what I call looking out for your neighbor.
Also developing tonight, police are investigating a homeowner who shot a man accused of holding him at gunpoint. Happened this afternoon in the Herlong area of western Duval. Action News' Jackson Gutierrez is live at JSO headquarters now. And Annette, you spoke with neighbors earlier who say that the suspect ran across their backyards, threatening them.
And John, it was a long day for neighbors in that area. They tell me it's usually a quiet neighborhood, but police were there investigating for more than 5 hours. And police say it was after a man had ditched a stolen vehicle to then try and steal another one from a man who later shot him.
That's very shocking. Very, very.
It's been a day. I'm sorry that it happened. I'm sorry it happened here.
JSO said around noon, a K-9 officer tried conducting a traffic stop of a stolen car out of Suwannee County, and the suspect took off and kicked a person out of the car. JSO said the traffic stop happened at Spring Lake Drive, and he abandoned the car at a dead-end spot near the woods on Justin Road West before he ran towards a home on Oxbow Road. That's when JSO said the suspect held the homeowner at gunpoint while trying to carjack his car from inside his garage.
The guy told him he had guns on him, and he told him, he says, "Give me your keys or I'll kill you." And so he says, "Oh, sure." He said, "But I have to step in the house to get it." So when he did that, he grabbed his gun instead.
Police say the suspect, a 30-year-old man, then ran across a pasture in that area where neighbors chased him down.
I just heard gunshots and people going every which way.
Cheryl Anglin said the suspect ended up in her backyard.
He was loaded to kill. He had guns in the car. He had thrown these guns in the car. He had one on him. He had a rifle. I mean, he was out to kill. And he said he was out to kill cops too.
Then she said her neighbor Don, the homeowner who the suspect is accused of attempting to carjack, shot him.
When he started coming towards him, Don says, "Stop," because the guy had already told him he was going to kill him. And so Don shot him.
The detective said this was an interesting case where neighbors came together to protect their own.
This is a little unusual that we've got a citizen, an armed citizen that is defending themselves.
Sergeant Karen Duke said the homeowner is cooperating with police as they investigate the shooting.
We obviously want to make sure that we do a thorough job investigating whenever someone is shot, to make sure that it either is or isn't justified and the reasoning behind it, to make sure it's lawful.
After about 5 hours of the initial shooting, Sergeant Dukes said they recovered the suspect's gun in the woods. And JSO said the suspect has non-life-threatening injuries to his leg. And JSO also said the woman inside the suspect vehicle may have been part of a victim of another crime. So they're still working to learn more about that. They are investigating. So, of course, if you have any information, you're asked to call them. But we will keep you informed on air and online. For local coverage you can count on, reporting live at JSO, Annette Gutierrez, Action News Jax.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in Jacksonville, Florida. You already know we constitutional carry on this end. It's good he had a firearm. So weird ass dudes can't be running up in your house, throwing women out of cars and shit. But he ran up in the wrong neighborhood this time. Everybody was out there chasing his ass, but it was going down. That's what you need. You need good neighbors like that. Neighbors supposed to look out for each other. Right? I damn sure look out for my neighbor if need be. But the dope they out here selling these days, boy, whew, I don't want none. These cats out here tripping, throwing bitches out of cars and riding around in stolen cars and all this type of shit. And they tried to jack the man and he said, "Hold up, let me get the keys out the crib," but he pulled the pistol on him. So shout out to the neighbors out there, man. The only thing I like to add is they should have put his ass in the dirt. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.
Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These fuck niggas out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine, 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 you never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tails. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. 911 calls detail chaotic moments surrounding deadly lone shooting. Horry County Police released 911 calls that they shed new light on the moments before, during, and after a deadly shooting in the Longs area. The 911 calls were released as the investigation into Scott Spivey's shooting death reaches a close. The Horry County Police provided 5 911 calls from September 23rd that were connected to a shooting along Camp Swamp Road and Highway 9. The 911 call made by Weldon Boyd, who investigators say shot and killed Spivey, is also included. In the calls, you hear Boyd and another 911 caller told dispatchers they witnessed the driver, now identified as Spivey, driving reckless in the area of Highway 9 and Camp Swamp Road. Boyd was driving a white truck. There's a guy waving a gun in the front of me trying to shoot my car, and the other one beside me. He's all over the road. One female caller described he's waving the gun out of the window at everybody. I don't know if he's under the influence or anything because he's all over the road. He just made one guy run off the road completely and he's back on the road. The 911 call made by Boyd, the dispatchers, said that if Spivey started shooting, he would have to shoot back. Following the shooting, Boyd stayed on the line with dispatchers and told them Spivey started shooting first. At the beginning of April, the AG's office determined that charges would not be filed against Boyd due to insufficient evidence in the case. They got all the evidence they need. They got about 5 people calling the phone telling them this man driving erratic, pointing guns at motherfuckers.
Starts with breaking news.
It's WNBF News at 6. I'm Rachel Bogle.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Eric Weisfeld. We continue to follow breaking news tonight right here in Horry County, where a new development is shining fresh light on a months-old deadly shooting.
Yeah, our Ali Espinosa joins us in the control room, breaking down what we've learned just today and telling us what may have sparked this fatal encounter. Ali.
Eric, Rachel, we got our hands on 5 911 calls today capturing the lead up to and aftermath of a deadly Longs area shootout. Before we play you these clips, we'd like to warn you, they may be hard to listen to.
Oh my God! Oh my God! What happened, ma'am? What happened? Did he fire the gun? Ma'am, ma'am. Oh my God! Ma'am, I've got to move! I've got to move!
Bystanders left in horror September 9th when an apparent act of road rage boiled into a deadly gunfight between 2 drivers on Highway 9 in Longs. North Myrtle Beach business owner Weldon Boyd fired the fatal shot, but denies starting the confrontation in these calls, blaming that on Scott Spivey, the man he'd end up killing.
Hey, I've got a guy pointing a gun at me driving. We're armed as well. He keeps throwing the gun in our faces, acting like he's about to shoot us. If he keeps this up, I'm going to shoot him. Listen, this dude shoots at me, we're going to put him down.
Even though an initial police report didn't identify him, Boyd brought himself into the front of the case on social media, publicly thanking officers for their work. That move brought SLED into the investigation, but state authorities would never charge Boyd, ruling there simply wasn't enough evidence. While Spivey's family has yet to go on camera after the 33-year-old's death, they have privately told me they're not happy with that decision and would like authorities to take a closer look at the case.
He's stopping. Hey, we're about to have a shootout, dude. This dude's got a gun. He's got a gun.
Again, Boyd was not charged in this case. He and his attorney declined to speak on the release of these new calls. Spivey's family released a statement saying they are devastated, that there will be no criminal justice for their loved one, and that they will continue to fight for justice. We have the 911 calls and a complete timeline on this case on WNBFnews.com. In the control room, Ali Espinosa, WNBF News.
Yeah, man. So you see how they getting down out there in South Carolina? That road rage shit, that shit ain't never worth it, cuz I'm telling you. Now his family talking about they want answers. You got all the answers you need. It's about 5 911 calls. This man was doing too much, right? They ain't stopped making guns when they made yours. It's actually a picture with him sticking the gun out the window, right? This ain't no goddamn movie, man. You carry a gun legally, you're not a goon, you ain't a gangster. We not riding up on side of people flashing guns in broad daylight on the highway. We not doing that, right? We don't conduct ourselves like that as responsible gun owners, homeboy. You out of line. That's why I ride with mine on the seat, man. So if you try that road rage shit with me, you're gonna be taking a ride on the highway to hell with Spivey. Man, this your boy Smoke Tails, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.